Oh, Jesus, dude. All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. It's 1:40 a.m. So this is a very late start. Let's go ahead and get the thingamabobby on. My iPad's dead. Oops. That happens sometimes. I leave it on, and it's designed not to turn itself off so that I can read the comments without it turning off. But if I leave it unplugged and I don't shut it off when I walk away, it actually dies. So the iPad is dead, so I can't see your comments yet. But that is okay. I'll just get this set up like normal. I'm sure the iPad will be ready to charge any second now. For the thumbnail, I didn't really know what to put. We're kind of waiting for new sets to come out. The Rocket set is the latest new set. Let's make the title what? We got lots of breaks, obviously. I'm just thinking. Let me think about it for a minute. I feel like we're in a waiting period for like Destined Rivals. Here, let me see if this will turn on now. Nope, still dead. All right, I'll turn this on real fast. Let me hit save over here. All right. I'll turn on the comment section from my cell phone. See what you guys are saying. Well, I'm not even logged in. It's the right account. I'm logging as this guy. There we go. All right. So let's see what you guys are saying. James says, hello, Plumwild, Kadem Lamb, Tyler M, Arrhenius. Just got done with the 12-hour raid defense on Ark. Mr. Crackle Audio. What's good? Hi, Mr. Is the audio messed up? Let me know if the audio is not working properly. All right, let's talk about what we have for sale. We've got breaks for... Oops. Let's jump back over here. So we'll say hot slab breaks. New Chasing Rocket Mewtwo. Let's see, what else is interesting? Pricing new slabs. Live card shop. Let's say slab rotation, which is more accurate. Slab rotation. Live card shop. Actually, you know what I'd like to do? I'd love to start working my way through the menu and start updating prices, because I haven't done that in so long. And there's some sets that just haven't been touched in a long time by me on the price. Okay, looks like Alex already pinged over there. And I'll ping over here. Ah, there you go. The iPad's turning on. Cool. The iPad has the comment section, so we're going to get that in a second. All right, we're clicking this. First order is actually Daniel Wiseman. Payment into Snorlax 10. All right, Daniel with $65. Let's just take care of that real fast. Oh, all right. Okay, turning that iPad on. Slab away. And with the D, Daniel. So this should say $440 remaining. All right, that's updated. And look at that. Now we've got the comment section up. All good. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Sounds fine to me. Audio is good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. It's Sunday night. Sunday's one of the slowest days of the week. And this weekend's been a little bit slow, so I don't know what to expect tonight. Steven Sistrunk, paying down Gary Oak. All right, so we got another payment in. Mr. Steven Sistrunk, going to $650 remaining. By the way, guys, new bulk packs are on the menu, and they are in stock yesterday and the day before that. Both days, we sold out of these bulk packs. Bulk packs are basically just junk cards, but people seem to love it. Well, I don't know if love's the right word, but again, we've sold out of them twice now. But look, so this time I made a bunch of them. And remember, they're really just junk cards, but there's $4 per pack. Look at this. There's no real system to any of it. It's just I got a buildup of all these cards that were abandoned. And, you know, if it's non-Pokemon stuff, I just set it to the side. And I've been doing that for like 6 years. So we have a lot of stuff built up over time. and I never found a way to get rid of any of it. So these little bulk packs are fun. ASMR Sundays. ASMR Sundays. Let's head over here to the custom boosters. Bulk packs are no longer pre-sale. They're just available now. We also have this Pokepot. So the Pokepot was a thing we added a couple weeks ago, and it was just a fun idea. You could take your cards that you don't want and put them in the Pokepot and then roll some dice to try and take all the cards, or I think half the cards in the Pokepot. Excuse me. So the bulk packs are fun because they guarantee that you'll be able to put 10 things into the Pokepot. Okay. I can't watch every day, but I can. I watch when I can. Only real ones watch every day. Yo, solo level, it blanking suck. What? You don't like Solo Level? Yeah, that's a popular anime right now. All right. Let's go ahead and throw this away. Company advertising credit cards to me. So we had 2 orders tonight already. 2 orders for Slab Away. And that's still extremely popular, which shows that a big part of my business is just helping people acquire expensive slabs. And so maybe tonight, if the orders are low, we can just focus on pricing things and taking new pictures. I think what I'd like to do, well, let me think. It's 4/28. We're at the end of April. Yeah, there's 2 days left to April. Wow, we've got too many slabs. We need like a third. We need like a third box for slabs, from my perspective. Yeah, we need like a third box. Yeah, there's a lot in there. All right, I say we just start working on converting things over to May now. So let's go into our Discord server. We're going to head over to All Slabs March. We're going to delete that channel. Okay, All Slabs March is deleted. And now we're going to duplicate the All Slabs April. Duplicate. But it's going to say All Slabs May. So from now on, new pictures get sent there. And what's really fascinating is we did not manage to rotate through all the slabs before the end of April, which shows you how many slabs we got. We've got too many to rotate through in a full month. Here, let me have a proper cough real fast. All right, so I have a sip of my drink here. Did you guys watch The Last of Us tonight? I watched episode 3 of The Last of Us, and virtually nothing happened. It was completely empty. I hate it when shows do that. It was a complete filler episode. Type 1 to 1,000 for ASMR Sundays to count votes. Yeah, next episode should be a banger. Oh, that's good. That's kind of how it goes, doesn't it? You know, if you have a filler episode, typically the next episode will be a lot better. So let's begin that rotation. We've got Garchomp and Giratina from 325. Here's from 525, so Torterra is good. Actually, you know, if I could pull every slab out of this box, we can begin the rotation by sending cards to the left-hand box. I don't think we can fit all those slabs anywhere. I could get a large container. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've got a problem. Maybe what I should do is just scooch them over to the box on the right side anyways. Let's start showing them off, all the cards. So here are the cards. I'm going to rotate them to the right side. Chansey Coin, Machop, Starmie, Shining Ho-Oh, Diglett, Shuckle, Hitmonlee, Growlithe, Shroomish, Mill. Do you also sell sports cards? We have a little bit of sports cards, just a little bit. And you can find them in the extended menu. So check the extended menu. I always talk about needing to add more sports cards because we always sell out. We sell out of the sports card every time. So we sell out. There is a demand for sports cards. I just happen to not watch sports. So for me, it's like an extra thing, not really the main focus. We got some Hello Kitty. We always got some Hello Kitty. Machamp. Torchic Crossing, Kabuto, Manectric, Pikachu. All right. Oops. What do we have here? The Rocket Coin, Meowth, Manectric, Dratini, Espeon 10. This Espeon should be in here, perhaps. Okay, put all this over here. Holy cow, man. And total, how many slabs do you have for real? No guesses. How many slabs in total? Who knows, dude? One time I had Alexis organize a half full case of the slabs, and she like added it up, and she was shocked at how valuable they were when you added them all up. Don't forget to try the Poke Shuffle, though. The Poke Shuffle and the Live Customs are an easy way to take a chance at a slab. For $5 or $20, you can take a chance for a slab. I'll zoom out a little bit there. So we got Psyduck, Pecharunt, another Chansey coin, Magnemite, What's This Trip Necessary, Jigglypuff, and Sandshrew. Wow. How much for the Espeon? Yeah, the people just want the good ones, huh? It's Espeon's a good one. We can get a red price label on the Espeon eventually, but let me focus on moving these over. All right, here is Vileplume 10, Elekid 10, this Mew Light Togetic, which should not be in this box. Put in a pricey box. Nidoran. Was this all going to face one way? Oh, yes it is. So we got Cyndaquil, Rocket Mewtwo. Wow, why is Rocket Mewtwo in there? So I was just dumping anything in there, really. Professor, oh, this is a nice one. 300. There's another nice card. Yeah, I was just dumping the nice cards in there. The nice cards. Dragonair, Shining Magikarp, Smoochum 10. That's not, those are all nice. I said he has close to 10,000 slabs. I don't know if it's 10,000. For sure, maybe like 1,000, but 10,000's way too high, probably. Here's a Mudkip. So long, Bowser. All right, Pichu. Got a lot of those Chansey coins. Maybe I will sell more of those. I don't need so many of those. I just need like one. Here's Mew. Here's Subat. Here's Tail End of the Race. Trapinch. Kairiki and Rhydon. And, oh yeah, this really fancy XY era Fairy Energy. That one's cool. I didn't cave on the price on that one because I really believe in the value of it. Sometimes you feel like selling something faster, so you cave on the price, but I actually really like that card. Oh, wait, man. Hello Kitty, My Melody. Chansey 8.5. Place it over there for a moment. Here's Charmander, Dratini, Clefairy. Look at that guy. Venus Flytrap 10, that's a cool card. Trafalgar Law, that's cool, man. Any chance you have a Tag 10 Venusaur from Pogo? Pokemon Go? That's really specific. I am preparing the next tag submission right now. I worked on that tonight. Yeah, I was working on that tonight. The next tag submission. So there's another Espeon. Interesting. That's expensive. Double Hollow Snorlax. You probably have 1,000 just on one shelf. Nah, you're talking it up too much. Makuhita. Electric type. You know what I need? I need another high-end slab box. That's what I need. Because I'm realizing these boxes. Yeah, if we could just get one more of those, that might do it. Whew. Jesus Christ, man. We're still grabbing slabs off the left-hand side. Where's the Rocket coin from? That is the Rocket Returns coin. Extremely rare. Extremely rare. This is nice. That price might need updating. When's that from? 2022? Dodrio, Kangaskhan, Knockdown. That's nice. Oh, this is a really nice Knockdown. Now, with these cards, these have to be price checked. These are at the bottom of the box on the April box. The March box, I mean. I'm putting them into the April box. God, they won't even fit in here, to tell you the truth. Okay. Yeah, we got slabs, that's for sure. All right. So now this box on the left-hand side is empty, and we are good to go. We are good to go. We are ready to start taking pictures again. Sweet. Okay, let's take a look, see if any orders came in real fast. Let's see how slow tonight's going to be. Okay. It's 11 p.m. here in Alaska. I've made a pop of coffee. A pop of coffee? Beatrice Moniz. Last time I bought cards, you said you couldn't find my bag and had to create a new one. Did you find it? It should have cards I got from the Glory of Team Rocket. Also, can I please get one TCC Vintage Pack? Oh, yes, I did. I believe I combined them, didn't I? So here's Beatrice Moniz. And here's what we got. So we got Houndoom, Murkrow, Zamazenta, some of these, and then all these bulk cards. Is that right? We are. Very nice. So, and you said one vintage pack. You got it. Okay. So these are the TCC Vintage Packs. One, two, three, four. Okay. What are you going to pull? Grass Energy, Potion, Primeape, Spearow, Fearow, and Zapdos. Nice. Zapdos looking pretty fresh. All right. And these are your common uncommons. Let me pop these in here. Okay, that's a TCC Vintage Pack. We also have a TCC Modern Pack, and now TCC Bulk Pack. So 3 different custom boosters. Okay. Very nice. Put this back over here. All right, that was Beatrice Moniz getting taken care of. And that was the only order in the queue. Really slow start. So, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We're going to start taking pictures. Monkey D. Luffy, he's been updated. Good. This is Anthony Kalura Sylveon. I'd like to keep that one up here. That's really nice. Coughing. Here's Gengar. He's really expensive. Zapdos 10. That's expensive. And Knockdown, but it's Japanese. I think what I'd like to do is go find one of those giant white tube boxes real quick. We're going to have a 4th tube box. I think I have one over here. Yep. Organizing. It's organized. Also, why don't we remove this box? Because I'm not selling these. I was only showing them off. So those are back over on my personal shelf. That's good. Oops. Jesus. All right, good. So we have a 4th box now. I believe the Knockdown was just priced. Okay. Trying to fit everything on screen. It's like a challenge. So, All Slabs May, the new channel. All right. That's the first picture of All Slabs Maine. So over to the Pricey Slabs channel. Take a picture of this Gengar. Okay. Take a picture of this Coughing. All right. Those are some special slabs, man. The lung cancer's back. No, actually, I took a drink and I swallowed it wrong. It is. No, actually, the cough's been pretty absent recently. Luckily. It's a nice thing. Okay. So. How's it going, Mr. Baseball Mitts? How you feeling today? Do you have a price for the top SpongeBob packs? Yeah, we do. The top SpongeBobs are... Where'd they go? There they are. $60 per pack. Does it not say that in the menu? Let's go take a quick look at our menu. Closing this up. Let's go take a quick look at our menu. Tops. Really? SpongeBob's not there? I thought SpongeBob would have been there. Huh, I guess it hasn't been there. All right, so let's do this. Tops. 2009 SpongeBob. For $60. The 2009 ones. All right, there it is. SpongeBob, $60, 2009. Vintage SpongeBob. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, how you guys been doing? How's your Sunday? Doing another rotate. We've got this Snorlax in a really raggedy looking sleeve. Speaking of sleeves, it might be time to reorder some sleeves. Let me jump over here. We might just go buy one of those. Okay. Oops. Let's head over to sleeves. Let's see, is this still for sale? They are still for sale. So let's buy a big chunk of these. Wow, these are not free, man. All these sleeves we use to sell these cards, they cost hundreds of dollars. The weekend went by too fast, mister. Yeah, something like that. Wow, so sleeves really add up. Gotta think about that, you know. All right, so here's a nice Snorlax 9. Gonna have to remember that. I didn't see it. The secret menu then, and is it? I hate Monday's time now. Back to Monday. I don't hate Monday. But that's because I work on Saturday and Sunday, so it makes no difference for me. Really doesn't make a difference for me. All right, let's get a price on this Snorlax, shall we? PSA 9224 Snorlax Chilling Rain. We want the cheapest one. Okay, and he is going to be $115. Wow. I really don't feel like that's going to sell them super fast. Okay. $5.25. So Snorlax, Sylveon, Onyx. How about this Onyx? I'm going to grade my Korean Umbreon I pulled, but I'm not sure if it would be worth it, says Tyler. Turn that down a little bit. Okay. After the tariffs, sleeves went up a bunch, says CC. Did they really? All right. How about this Onyx? So this is PSA 10 Rocket Returns Onyx. Onyx. Okay, and it looks like Onyx is a more expensive card now. He is now $70. Okay. So he is going to be 70. All right. Trafalgar Law, priced on $325. PSA taking mad long nowadays. Yeah, well, I mean, they're probably getting a lot of submissions at the moment. Between all these great new sets we're getting. Trafalgar Law 002. And we have the Japanese version. It looks like he's slightly cheaper at $130. If I pull a nice card, can I use Beckett? Yes. So one thing you guys should know about our Rip and Ship channel is that we offer PSA, CGC, tag grading, and BGS, so that you have 4 different options with us to have me send your cards off to grade. That's pretty nice. Gives you variety. There it is. We're currently preparing to do the tag submission, so if you want the fastest turnaround time, go with tag. All right, this is all crinkled up here, huh? So this is a Chansey coin at 8.5. Lovely. The coin itself is definitely not free. Let me think about it for a second. So I could probably, with my knowledge of the coin, I could probably lower this slightly. I think we could lower it to about 65. So we'll go with 65 on this. That's about as low as it gets, guys. It really doesn't go any lower than that. $5.25. I think it's a bit of an odd thing, isn't it? 8.5. It's more like 8. So that's CGC 8, $65. You get the coin and it's authenticated. There's a value to that. Chopped Economist. Hey, what's up, man? The Chopped of Us. We watched that tonight. Tyler Franson. He says, can you pre-grade my Umbreon and maybe my Espeon? Tyler with the T, huh? How long will PSA take, mister? Just kidding. Let's see. So, Tyler, you want to know more about your Umbreon. Let's take a quick look. Team Rocket break over? No, we've got several versions of it. So, we've got this card right here with 8 spots left, Darkhound Doom. And we've got a new Glory of Team Rocket box battle, which is 1 in 6. So, for $40, you can have a chance for the entire box of Glory of Team Rocket. Now, let's go look up your card. You are grading the Umbreon. Let's see. Gil for mod. Yeah, Gil for mod. Not in this bag. Tyler Franson. So nice to have you here, Mr. Tyler. Oh, right. You got very lucky the other night. Okay, so these are in Korean. Now, I'll show you this one for you to make a decision on. Okay, and I'll go ahead and do an actual pre-grade on the Umbreon, because that's what you paid for. With the Chelsea coins, you are different from the English and Japanese ones, right? Because Japanese ones are worth more. That's the Japanese one. Okay, I would not send this to Beckett because it's slightly off center. So there's no chance at a perfect 10, but this is really nice. Although I will say one thing, this corner here has a bit of an impression to it that the other corners don't have. So that is tricky. What is that impression? It's just part of the cutting, I'm pretty sure. So see how this corner looks perfect on the left, but on the right, you can see it has a lip. And lately, the grading companies have been pretty rough on the lip. With the lip like that, I would definitely send this out to grade. I would give it like 10 minus. So I'm going to give it 10 minus. I'd say your chance for a 10 is there. But beware of that problem with the corner. Okay, there you go. I have a Unified Minds pack I'm going to open soon. You have a Unified Minds pack you're going to open soon. Okay. There we go. Umbreon. Okay. Whoa, we got 100 viewers. Nice. On a Sunday night? At like 2 a.m.? Damn. God, I hate this bag. Why is this bag like... It's like the cards aren't sitting correctly in that bag there. There we go. Thank you, Tyler. So we have a new Slab channel in Discord. It's the All Slabs May channel. We're starting the month of May. That is $5.25. Cards are getting repriced. Some prices are going up. Some prices are going down. We just repriced these right here. Not Anthony Clouris, though. This one just got priced tonight. Yesterday night. Let's go ahead and take a picture of these together. Pretty sure this one's not about to sell. The Ogre Pond. You gotta sit there. You know why? Because it's so easy to afford an Ogre Pond 10. So what happens is people go, I don't need the Ogre Pond 9. I can just buy the 10. Oh, no, wait a second. We don't want this rocket card there either. That's $5.25. All right. So that's $700 for both Blastoises. That's pretty cool. Let's put this in the front. Shift this to the right like that. Okay, cool. Now, we can take a picture at this point. And click. All right. If you ever see something that you like, never forget this. Somebody else might be looking at it thinking the same thing. And one day these cards get snatched up, and then you just don't get a chance to buy them anymore. Like, for example, Daniel Wiseman, he just took the Poker Snorlax. And that one had actually gone up in price, too. So he took the Poker Snorlax. And so you just won't be able to get that from me now. I want the masks raw, not in a slab. Now, didn't this drop in price considerably? I thought this one got way cheaper, like $70 or something. That is a Waifu slab. That's probably going to go straight into the Waifu shuffle right in front of your eyes just now. Okay. I want the masks raw, not in a slab. Well, I'm sure somebody will oblige you with that. Because there is a million of the ungraded ones. That's why they don't cost anything. All right, yeah, so we're going to price Princess Bubblegum around 70. Must have been the case that before there were none for sale, or there was like one for sale and it was just really expensive. Hey, Adventure Time, man. Oops. So you'll be given a chance to buy this before it gets sorted into the Waifu Shuffle, because it's going to get sorted in the Waifu Shuffle real fast. Now that it's like cheaper. Okay, let's take a look, see if there's any orders in the queue. And refresh. No orders in the queue. 31 minutes in. We have no orders in the queue. It's a slow Sunday night. I'm going to just go to bed. I want the masks raw, not a slab. Mister, I'm going to open a Brilliant Stars pack soon. You ever heard of that set? Hey, what's up, Mr. McChicken? We do have Brilliant Stars as the current box battle. Here it is. So we've got two box battles going on. Team Rocket's sort of like the latest one. But this one's old. This one's like 2 or 3 years old. I think it's 3 years old, isn't it? So this one's definitely out of print. And now's a great time to pick up a box of this stuff. When was it printed? Oh, there it is, 2022. Yeah. So this is 3 years old now. Brilliant Stars, 3 years old. I could just open this box, put all the cards into like sleeves to prepare them for grading, and just be done with it. Because when they come back from grading, they'll probably sell us slabs. You should go to bed and get rest. Yes, we will give people more time to jump in here and consider opening something or purchasing something. But we noted it was slow by Friday night. Friday daytime was busier. Thursday night was extremely busy, because I think that's when everyone was getting their paycheck. But we noted that Friday was slow, Saturday was slow, and so I'm not surprised Sunday's slow. Sunday's always slow. It's like one of the worst days of the week. Sunday and Tuesday are always bad days for selling. But, you know, it's not just about selling. It's about hanging out with you guys, saying hi, catching up with you all. Like as if I haven't seen you guys 12 hours ago. But no, I do see what we do as sort of like a service, you know, just sort of like, you know, every day being able to catch the news or have some show that you're watching. But we are pricing up some stuff. Here's a Ralph Dutcher order. Let's go grab this Mr. Ralph. I don't know what it is about Sundays. I think people are just getting ready to go back to work. 4 Korean EV Heroes. You got it. Might be if I ever schedule to sort of like have permanent days off, you know what I'm saying? Like, as in other words, work less than 7 days a week. If I ever do that, Sunday is definitely one of the days that I should not be working. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for Mr. Ralph. Sunday is one of the days to not be working. Just take a day off. Well, Mr. Ralph, let's see what you got. Grab this. I tagged you on Instagram. Some other account is using your shorts. Right. Okay, so that's what you're doing. You sent me a private message about that. Am I supposed to have them take that down? Yeah, I don't like it. So many people try stealing my content, dude. It's flattering, but at the same time, it's sort of like annoying too, you know? Let's see. Oops, hold on. What was that? Oh my gosh, dude. All right. Who was that sent me that? Here it is. So you're saying this is my old content. Let's see. Yeah, I see. I see. I just didn't know how you felt about it. I would never wear someone else's shorts. I mean, I guess it just happens. Does it really matter if somebody else is doing it? Thing is, he used one of my best pieces of content, one of my best performing pieces of content. It's doing well for him. Let's see. I'm just looking at it real fast. Dude, he's using a lot of my content. I don't like that. That's dirty, dude. All right. Sorry about that. Who's the real TCC? He's putting on his Mafia Economist hat. Is he using your OF content? That's my OF content. All right, here goes, Mr. Ralph. You know, we work really hard for making that content. I have to pay Mike's side to work on them. It's not free for me to make those videos. So I spend my time and labor on it. I have to, you know, pay someone's salary to do it. And so if it's like one video and you're using it in a good way, that's one thing. But you can't build a whole Instagram channel off of just stealing my content. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I thought maybe it was just like one video. No, he's just taking all my videos and reposting them to his channel. It's like, what the fuck? So ridiculous, dude. That's how the internet works, though. You know, people are like, well, I can't make good content. Maybe I can just take someone else's good content. It's like, dude. What's the Instagram? Is there a link with your name to bring you business? Let me check. Hold on. Let me go back to it. Oops. Let me go back to it. So I thought maybe it was just the one video, but no, if you scroll down, you find out he's just taking each one of my good videos and reposting them. It's like, bro, that is so cringe. All right, so let's see. Yeah, look at this. Always make sure PSA did not damage your card before keeping it or selling them. That's one of my most popular videos. I had to report, who was it? I had to report a grading company for stealing the same content. There's a grading company, AGS. AGS stole my content and reposted it, and they got like 1 million views on it before taking it down because I threatened them, you can't take my content, AGS. They wouldn't respond to me at first either. This is the craziest part is they left me on red and they just left the content up. And it gets to like some ridiculous number of views. And then they finally took it down because I was like, bro, you got to take it down. You got to ask to use that content. That's how it's supposed to work. It's not yours. So I have this fantastic video about PSA damage on a card and everyone wants to steal that content. Yeah. So his name is SysEP. There it is. This one right here, PSA cards or something like that. Go grab that account and give it a report, man, because that's ridiculous. All right. I don't mind it, but you got to ask. There you go. Nobody ever asked. They're just like, yeah, it's mine now. Mr. Ralph. AGS. The grading company, AGS. That's correct. They took my content to trash talk PSA. That's what they did. They took that exact video that guy reposted too. And they're trash talking PSA because PSA doesn't have robo grading or whatever they were calling it, right? And it was like, I don't even grade with you, AGS. I don't grade with you. I do grade with PSA. My collection is a PSA card collection mostly. So the value of the PSA brand matters to me a little bit. And so I'm you know, I can make my video because it's sincere. It comes from my real experiences. You're just making the content because you're a business trying to make money trash talking PSA. And you're taking my content, not telling me, not, you know, you don't pay for the content. You're an actual business. They're a literal business. And they're just stealing content. It's like, what is going on, bro? So, and now this guy's taking my content, but he's taken pretty much any good video I post and just reposting it. English OP5 Gilberto. All right, let's get it. OP5. Wow, I haven't opened that in a while. Oh, the guy used multiple of your content, not just one. That's why I'm saying he's just reposting all my good content to get easy views. And it's like, there's got to be some rule that says you can't just do that. That's what people do when they don't want to make... Well, it's not that they don't want to make good content. They just can't. You know, what happened with me in that Rayquaza was unique to me. There it is. And as a result of, you know, all the work we do over here. And so that ended up being one of my most watched videos ever. There it is. All right, here we go. Snipping this. Yeah, you gotta ask, dude. Crazy, man. No, but he reposted one of my other videos, and it's getting him a lot of views. And it's like, bro, no editing, nothing. He just a straight up download repost. All right, Gilberto, let's get it, man. So OP5 English, haha. Okay, ooh. Who's stealing your videos? Another dude, some dude on Instagram. He's not a large channel or content creator, but he's taking all my good videos and reposting them, and they're actually gathering a lot of views. And it's like, I'm not here to compete with my own videos for views. It's crazy talk. We are. All right. Here's this guy. It's like if you could just let's say, and I'm not comparing myself to Mr. Beast, but it's like if you could just download Mr. Beast's content and then re-upload it and then get all the views from it. Like, it's not how it's supposed to work. But that's why we have copyright laws, intellectual property rights. There we go. All right. Is it okay if I do it then? Oh, well, you asked, so actually you totally can. People copy his format. True, you can copy his format. You can copy my format when it comes to Pokemon cards. Gilbert. Let's get a G with Gilbert. That part's totally fine. You can totally copy style. There's nothing wrong with that. But the direct content itself, like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Let's see. Mr. Gilbert, you didn't need a new bag, did you? None of his videos are his own. Oh, that guy, none of his videos. He's literally just a repost channel. So he's just taking everybody's content and reposting it. Yeah, I don't have any respect for that. It is. Very nice. You guys can report those videos as stolen property. All right. Stolen video content. Magikarp. Pikachu 10. That's a great one. That one's got to stay up here. That is the star card, Mickey Mouse. Okay, so that's interesting, PokePitch. He's a content creator who's not a content creator. He's just literally a content thief. That says 425. It probably ought to say 525 on it. So that one can have a picture taken. Slowbro. This is a gym break. Slowbro. It's a 2-spot break for a card. Okay, here's for Alligator, which is Yolan. Are those good cards? Okay, here's a nice Slowking. I'd like to get an update on those real fast. Let's see. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me this Sunday night. So we're going to say CGC, Karuta, Slow King. Let's see what pops up. Slowling. Oh my God. Slow King. So there's a CGC 9 for about 40 bucks. And so we've got a 10 for 100 bucks. I guess that better stay. Okay. We'll update this now to say 525. Okay. Lovely. Would it be fun if I took like a whole bunch of these kind of cards, $50, $35 cards, put them into a giant bundle, and then turn that into a break? Would you guys like that kind of break? You think that'd be interesting? So Princess Bubblegum's gone. She's going up into the... Oh, yeah. Let me just make sure nobody bought it, though, first. Okay, nobody did buy it. Okay. Cool, man. So, where are my waifu shuffles? Here they are. I was randomly scrolling and came across Mr's voice, but it wasn't him in the profile pic. That's why I tagged him. Oh. It's yeah, that's the algorithm saying, hey, look at this great content. And it's mine. That should be my video being pushed, not his video. But he stole my video, and it got pushed to you. But apparently he's stealing everyone's content. Yeah, I don't have any respect for that. And 10. Junk bags. Tons of them. I worked on the junk bags. We got tons of junk bags. Okay. Lots and lots of junk bags. Also known as bulk bags. Oh yeah, this Primate got repriced. $250. Lovely card. Beautiful card, really. Gengar is up for sale. Pikachu. Mr. LaFlame's Pikachu. That's up for sale. It's a really great card. Gengar. We could definitely move a Gengar down. So a Thim, 4 Hollow Lives. All right, give me a moment here, Mr. Thim. Just got to find out where I put the Hollow Lives. Here they are. Any chicken jockey enjoyers? Ooh, ooh. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I took a video of a woodpecker banging his head against a tree trunk. It was hilarious. Dude, we get tons of woodpeckers out here, and they're actually a bit of a nuisance. You'd never thought of a woodpecker as a nuisance, but they actually get on the side of our home, and they drill holes in the siding. How crazy is that? There it is. They're ruining the siding on our home. All right. How much was that Masaki? So this is Red Label Web First Edition Gengar 10. Rare chance to own. Extremely good card. Man, why am I even selling this? I don't even know. I only own one of them. And I'm selling it because I own the actual Masaki Gengar. But there's nothing wrong with owning the Web Gengar at the same time. There's nothing wrong with that. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. I ruined this sleeve. These sleeves are expensive. Let me catch a woodpecker, make a hole on my wall. I know, it's so frustrating. But yeah, there's always been a lot of woodpeckers out here. They're very beautiful. They have really beautiful feathers and all that. And there's big ones and little ones. And sometimes we're laying down in the family room, and we hear the woodpecker laying on the side of the home and just start drilling a hole in the side of the home. And so when you go out there and you look, it's just a ton of siding damage. There it is. All right. They said they want a lake house too. Yeah. All right, so there was a chance to buy this, but this is coming back down. This is just going to go into my personal collection where it probably should be. Cool. Now, that's them. You ready? I originally bought the Web Gengar just to sell it. No other reason. Because I already had the Masaki Gengar, and I said, well, we can sell this one and be able to offer that to the audience. But I'm looking at it going, why not have both? Ooh, that's pretty. Why not have both? Why not have the Masaki and the Web Gengar? I don't own any Web Gengars. It's not a spare. I often sell spares. Sometimes I'll buy two of the same thing so that one's for personal ownership and the other one's a spare. Yeah, freaking, we actually had to do this thing. We had to duct tape holes on the side of our home. Luckily, the home and the duct tape kind of are a similar color, so that's good. But we're probably going to need new siding because there's a problem going on where this woodpecker will drill a hole and then another bird will fly into the hole and try to turn that into a nest. So it becomes a really serious problem. There it is, Hathim. Thank you, Hathim. All right. Oops. So it's nice to have wildlife like that, but not when it starts destroying your property. Not when it starts doing real damage. 3 more, says Ralph Dutcher. You got it, Mr. Ralph. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So those are EV heroes. Alrighty. So guys, the news today is that we've opened up a new channel in our Discord server, the All Slabs May channel. You'll want to start shopping there for slabs. Check over there for freshly posted pictures of what's for sale. All the slabs in that channel will have brand new prices on them. So if you didn't see them on the table in rotation, you have a chance to see them in the Discord server. Sounds like a rich person issue. No, I'm sure it's just a woodpecker issue. It could happen to a poor person too. Just a small home. Woodpecker can drill on the side of a small home. Yeah, those dang woodpeckers. There we go. All right. Ta-da. Although nowadays it's so hard to own a home. Karis and I are talking about, so this might be our plan for the future. We might sell this beautiful lake house and the 2 other houses we've got, to sell all 3 of them into cash, and then use all of the cash to buy a house outright, like a small home, just a real small one, and then just live with no mortgage. And that's it. Because interest rates are really high, and it seems like it would be smarter not to have a loan at, 7%. And so, yeah, it just seems like borrowing money on 7% is a bad situation. Maybe we would be under leveraged. I don't know. But, I mean, it just seems like the deal now. Hard to say. What do you guys think of that? You think that's a stupid plan? Next up, we have Mr. Ahmad Arabi. 1 box of OP11, and I'd like to send that Master Chief to grade with PSA. I have 2 bags. Oh, yeah. All right, we're getting into that OP11. Do I have some right here? Yes, OP11. There it is. 7% is a good rate. I would say probably not. You know why I disagree with that? Because the average return in the stock market is 7%. We are. So that loan, it's not an investment loan, It's actually quite expensive. You're not just paying down a home, you're losing 7% every year. And that undoes whatever investment you might have. So, for example, if you have stocks in the stock market and a $500,000 home, you would need $500,000 in the stock market earning 7% to even out the 7% you're losing on the home annual. That's pretty serious. That'll stop you from retiring. All that money you're making is going to waste on the mortgage. So we're thinking about selling all 3 homes and converting it down to a small home. And we could take our leftover cash, put it in the stock market, or probably into just more cards, to tell you the truth. The cards are doing so well, it's ridiculous. The car ram was worser than the Christmas parade. I heard 11 people died, and that the person who rammed the car might have been Asian himself. Is that right? I didn't get all the details. What details have emerged? If I sold 2 houses I own, how much of the sale do I get to keep? Well, when you sell a home that you have on a mortgage, you don't really own it. The bank owns it. You own a fraction of it. So when you sell the home, you get your cut, and the bank gets their cut, depending on how much you've paid down. There we go. Now, hopefully the house has moved up in price, because if it has, when you sell it, you get a good cut. All right. Filipino festival celebrating Lapu Lapu. Didn't hear much. Also, too depressing. Yeah, it's pretty depressing. I agree about the depressing part. Here it is. Okay. All right. Very nice. Yeah, it's pretty messed up, man. Okay. Here's that. We own 2 homes, no mortgage. Oh, no mortgage on them. That's a good situation. I don't know if I would give those up at all. Yeah. Homes are a great thing to hold during an inflationary time period. They're like gold because, ooh, here we are. Look at that. Nice. The reason they're good against inflation is because homes take construction labor, which has a cost to it. It takes steel and copper and aluminum, takes glass, takes wood. Those are all sort of like commodities. They're like raw materials to have a value that the government can't print. So during inflationary times, homes are good against inflation. And I think you could argue we're definitely still in inflationary times. We are. But the interest rates to buy a home are really bad. So in order to buy a home, to borrow a home using the bank, you got to pay the bank so much money that it's not an investment anymore. Yeah, it's not. At 7%, the home is not an investment for you. The home is an investment for the bank at that point. So that's too high of an interest rate. And so, yeah, we're tempted to just sell and move into a small home together. There it is. Try to get all the money of the home. Now, of course, if the interest rates were to come down suddenly, the price of the home would jump. So we wouldn't want to do that. We wouldn't want to sell the home just before interest rates drop. That'd be bad. But that's just true for any house we buy as well. So if we convert the money into a house we don't have a mortgage on, and then interest rates drop, well, then that house will jump in price too. So, yeah, we might just get ourselves out of mortgage debt. There it is, just so we're not losing that 7%. He was indeed Asian sad. He was 30. Yeah. Ooh, look at that alt art. Sandal fat guy. We are. Yeah, that's pretty rough, man. We are. Here we are. Ooh. Do you think, so he is Asian and Filipinos are Asian. Do you think that was, like, what do you think the attack was all about? Just literal mental health problems, or do you think it was something worse? Oh, so just keep the homes for another 20 years because I'm planning to become a vagabond. What's a vagabond? A homeless person? Don't plan to be a vagabond. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean, if you just don't touch the homes for 20 years, they should be as good as gold, basically. There are potential problems to that, like, for example, shrinking populations, maybe too many homes. So if enough homes are made at a cheap enough cost, that could make the value of homes drop. Stuff like that. So if a new technology comes out, like robots, and they start building homes really cheap, well, the value of everyone's home will fall. There are. But then again, the land it's sitting on won't fall in value. Land will stay the same value. Land will just go up. Because it's all about owning pieces of land in places that are good to live in. Here we are. Oh. All right. Thank you, Mr. Arabi. Let's go find your bag. Send the Master Chief to grade with PSA. Okay. I have 2 bags. 2 bags. So we didn't give you a box, did we? Sometimes when you got 2 bags, you get a box. Nope. All right. Yep, if you just keep that home for another 20 years, and then 20 years later you sell those homes, that'll be a significant portion of your retirement. Okay. So that's one of the bags, and it's definitely not in there. I can be a hermit in the woods and watch the deer and horses, then walk to the road and drive into town. We have a lot of deer where I'm living, and it's really awful. The deer are covered in, like, deer ticks, so you can't walk in the grass because you'll get a tick. And you can see the ticks hanging off the deer. It's just real nasty. They're just wild animals. They're fun if you don't see wild animals very often where you live. Especially in cities, you won't see wild animals. But if you live amongst them for a while, they're actually huge nuisances. A really big nuisance. I got that bag. Let's see. Adam, Anthony, Aaron, Abraham, Aiden, Abdullah, Aiden, Aaron Roach. I wonder where Aaron Roach got off to. Ah, there you are. I found your other bag. All right. You do have 2 bags. You're correct. So you got that one, this one, and this one. You have several bags. So you actually have 3 bags. The card you want to grade is definitely this one, isn't it? Ah. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I have a home in New York City. What should I do? Tips, mister. New York City. I mean, are you happy in New York City? If you're happy there, I'd just stay there. New York City, a lot of wealthy people like to live in New York City. Some of the downsides maybe to New York City would probably be cost of living is pretty high, I've heard. So you have to pay sort of like a luxury fee to live at a desirable area. And so what you could be missing out on is places that happen to be good enough to live in. You know, like the quality of life's pretty high, but maybe much cheaper than the cost of living in New York. That's one of the things you have to consider. And that's why some people move out of places that are really expensive, like New York. There it is. So you have to ask yourself, do you like the amenities in New York so much that you would never move away? I rented in Brooklyn for so long, I could have purchased multiple Midwestern homes, says Andy Man. Yeah. So the places that are less desirable to live, those places, they're still part of America, and you'd be surprised. I mean, a movie theater is a movie theater, no matter what state you're in. Bowling alley is a bowling alley. So what is it about your particular area that's so special that you should pay tons and tons extra to live there? Maybe it's the art museums, maybe it's the music scene, maybe it's the food, all of those things. But, food can go anywhere. Food can go to any state. Like, like Florida might have a lot of food. If you actually live in St. Louis, Missouri, there's a lot of food in St. Louis, Missouri. It's a major city. So it's the same with any major city in America. If you just go to any major city with like over 1 million people in it, there's a lot of food options. There's probably a city with a large population that has the worst food options, like if you were to do a complete analytical breakdown. But they all have a lot of food options. So when you hear people say, well, the food's really good in California, or the food's really good in New York, those are some of the most expensive places in the country to live. There's probably another state with very similar food. It might be hard to believe, but I'm not kidding, If you've only lived in one state, it might feel that way maybe. Which most of us just live in one state, or only move around once or twice. There it is. Okay. PSA. Got it. Food can't go to India, though. Yeah. All right. Let's put this over here. All right, lovely. Mister, have you ever been to the Riverboat McDonald's? Riverboat McDonald's? What? I do not know what you are talking about. I guess not. Hey, that was a big order. Thanks, man. Thanks for the big order. Tyler McKinch is here. 1 box of Korean Star Birth. I got 2 boxes of that, right? Here it is. Yes. From yesterday. Then we'll price up more slabs. In St. Louis. St. Louis has a Riverboat McDonald's. I did not know that. There we go. All right. Everywhere is becoming a dump. Fairfax County used to be safe, but now we got peeps committing crimes. There was a shooting where my sister works at. Yeah, that's tough to hear, man. People prefer safety. Like, if you have 2 options, 2 cities to live in, and they're nearly identical in amenities, you got plenty of places to play and swim and, casual dining options. And same over here. If they have the same amenities, but this one has tons of crime, this one over here, and this one has virtually no crime, well, what's the argument for going to the one on the left? You go to the one on the right with the no crime in it. So I think people do read that kind of statistics, that kind of information. They go, man, maybe it's time to make a move. Try something new in life, go on an adventure. I don't know. It's really difficult. I'm in the process of trying to pick a place to move to, and it's really difficult. It's not that simple. It seems every state is just marginally different from the other one. And so how do you know which one is best to move to? Is it the weather? Is it having pristine beaches? Is it having fewer natural disasters? Right? Like Florida, one of the downsides to Florida is hurricanes. Tons of them. Hurricanes and flooding. 2 things that do not pair well with Pokemon cards. Like, I was talking with Cares today. We were taking our daily walk. And I was saying maybe we could buy, a house that's really hurricane resistant on purpose. And then put all the cards, the investment cards, into the basement and shrink wrap them to death. Just tons of shrink wrap. And that would make them waterproof. So that if there ever was an unexpected flood, as long as the cards weren't crushed, they're just in the basement, uncrushed, the water wouldn't be able to contaminate the cards because they're all shrink wrapped, right? Like imagine a big case of cards and it's been shrink wrapped to death. And then you just stack it up, put a label on it, and it's waterproof. So waterproofing all the investment cards and then stacking them up into maybe like a vault style basement with security cameras and everything. So I was talking to her about that because the last thing I want to do is move to another state with more natural disasters than where I'm living and then have to deal with something like that. I'd vacuum seal stuff. Yeah, exactly. So just vacuum seal the entire collection, put it into a basement that can't be crushed by a hurricane, and then bolt a couple vaults down there. So you get the vaults for the high-end stuff, and the other stuff just gets shrink-wrapped or vacuum sealed, and then create a security area down there. So I was telling her about that. I was like, I think we could do it. I think we could actually live in a place with hurricanes. It would just be really disruptive that time of the year when the hurricanes come out. Here's Raichu. Build a home underground. I don't know if I'd build a home underground. That sounds kind of sad. We are. All right. Ooh. So, but yeah, you know, each state has like their ups and downs, and it's hard to say exactly what you would enjoy in each state. Like when you think about Florida, you think, oh, Tyler McCanish. That's a beautiful alt art Charizard pull. Look at that, everybody. That's going to be a clip for sure. He got that out of the Korean Star Birth. You know how much he paid for this whole box of Star Birth? $45. That's why the Korean cards will probably stay in style, because you can enjoy the Pokemon card hobby at a fraction of the price, as long as you're willing to accept a different language. That's a great pull, Tyler. You've been a busy bee. You've been opening a lot of stuff over here. I'm glad you got this. Okay, beautiful. Wow, so pretty, man. So, and for those of you who don't know about this card, this is from Sword and Shield era, and the English version of this card pops out of this box. Brilliant Stars. See the Arceus? Okay, and there's the Arceus. See? So this is Brilliant Stars in English, and we have our break going on, 41 and 10. And if you open it up, you might pull that in English. There we go. Or if you know, the other option is you can tell me to leave the box sealed. You can go put it on your shelf, whatever you want to do. All right. Wow, that's fantastic. We might have to clip that one because it's so nice to see it. It was so cheap to pull that Charizard, and yet it was so nice. And we still have the rest of the box to open. Let's get the rest of the box open for you now. Love that artwork. You know, when it initially came out years ago, people thought it was kind of a weak Charizard artwork. But I think over time, the way it kind of works, people get bored of the best artworks, you know, the more popular artworks, and they start going back to other ones that maybe they looked over. Kind of like the way a music album works. You know, music album, they have like their main hit, and you listen to it 100 times, and then what do? You go to the deeper cuts? Well, there's like a deeper cut. And so, you know, I don't have any doubt that this card will do well over time. That's because you never bet against Charizard. Charizard always does well over time. He really does. And for all we know, Brilliant Stars might be underpriced. Because that's a Charizard set. It's a Charizard set with an alt art. It's not like a holographic Charizard or like Radiant Charizard like Pokemon Go. That's a full-on art, alternative art card. And it looks lovely. I always thought it was an amazing artwork. All right, so here is an Arceus. Very lovely. Now, keep an eye on all of the Korean sets on the menu. They all have a chance to hand out the beautiful alternative arts from those sets associated with them. Eevee Heroes can give out the Umbreon Alt Art. That's a popular one. Lost Abyss can hand out the Giratina. The Shinji Giratina. God, that's a good Giratina. I hope he gets more and more work, Shinji. I hope they give him more and more chase pulls to put into sets. It's crazy that the Magikarp became one of the most sought-after cards in Scarlet Violet when it's just an AR, but it's really hard to pull in English. So it's like an accidental chase pull. Trainer Gallery cards from Brilliant are amazing. Sure. Yeah, it's a great set. That's why I have so much of it. That's also why I have some for sale for you guys, because I think it's at a really pretty decent price. It's not a bad price for Brilliant Stars. You look at Evolving Skies. What's the point of opening that? Don't open Evolving Skies at this point. It's so overpriced. If you want to do Evolving Skies, you should just look for the Evolving Skies break like this. Here's an Evolving Skies break for Rayquaza. Just do this. But Brilliant Stars is at such a low price that, yeah, you might actually pick through it. See if you can grab that Charizard or some of the other good cards. All right, there we go. Somebody ought to create like a channel or a news, some kind of news analytical article kind of thing, where they do a total breakdown of the cards in a set, including like pull rates, and then kind of compare the sets to show which one is best to open from a strictly financial point of view. All right, thank you, Tyler. Tyler, I went ahead and put this in a sleeve as if you're going to grade it, but we're going to go ahead and put it in a top loader, actually. And if you want to grade it, we offer all the major grading companies right now other than SGC. There we go. If you end up wanting to have me grade that, just let me know. Okay. 6 ways to eat eggs out of a butt. What? That's what news articles have gotten to. The Karen's Umbreon from Brilliant Stars is so good. There we go. All right. Very nice. Okay, now let's go ahead and give Mike's side a link to that, because that is a noteworthy pull. Under string clips. I have a booster box of Evolving Cries. Charizard Alt. Pulled around 110. There it is. Nice, nice. All right. Where were we over here? We had this Stadium Ekans. I love the Stadium Ekans. Such a great pull. So this is looking like it's ready for a picture. Picture time, guys. Okay. Yeah, if anyone's ever talked down on Korean language Pokemon cards, I mean, look at how much fun he was able to have at such an affordable price. And that's as a result of being able to open 30 packs at a time. Okay. You can't do that with Japanese. You can't do that with English. You definitely can't do that with English. Here's Gregorio Panetta. One fresh box of English OP9. That's a big one, huh? All right, let me go get a fresh box of English OP9. Well, I thought tonight was going to be slow, man. We're getting busy. We had a box of OP11 open, and now we're having a box of OP9 open. That's nice. We had a box of Star Birth opened. All right, good. Throwing that out. Okay. All right. Okay. Throwing that out. All right. I'm going to start snipping. Mr. Gregorio. Looks like we hit our stream goal of 120 viewers. Thanks for that, guys. Maybe we should set that goal a little bit higher. Set it to 130 at this point. Go ahead and snip this. Goldie incoming. Yeah, the Goldie. Snipping this. Happy Sunday to all of you guys. Happy Monday to all you guys, really. It's more like Monday. You guys ready for the Monday grind? Snipping this. That's one whole box of One Piece OP9. All right. Yo, my heart pounding. G Sama, is this your box? It's fun opening a whole box of anything, huh? All right. If you want your heart to pound, join the Rare Candy Break. People get real sweaty when that thing starts to open. Chance for like this huge pull. All right, good luck. Okay, pack number 1, Hollows. Pack number 2, Hollows. Pack number 3, Hollows. 4, 5. Oh, the Dawn card. Have you heard of the new electric truck that's 20K? Yeah, that was in the news today, wasn't it? Jeff Bezos-backed company is trying to make an extremely affordable truck for $20,000. And I think it's a great angle. It's something that I've recommended before. You know, sort of like a starter car with nothing in it. And, yeah, they just haven't done that for Americans. They've done that for other countries. Like Toyota will make, cars like that for other countries that are still developing or something like that. But we don't do that for Americans. Probably because there's just not enough money to make if you do that, So it's like you could offer a super cheap car. Why would you do that when you can strictly offer expensive ones and then they have to buy an expensive one? Marshall D. Teach. Ooh, Okay. Very nice. All right. Some more hollows. Hollows. Oh my god, manga rare. Nah, I'm just playing with you. Oh, we got Monkey D. Luffy full art. That's definitely not a strong pull. That's kind of a weaker pull from the set. Okay, we've got Frankie SR. Manga incoming, mister. Just wait. I would love that. Trust me. I'm rooting for it as much as the guy who's opening the box, because when we pull a manga rare, it is such an exciting moment. It's such a valuable card. We get to send it off to grade. We get to turn it into a nice clip. People love those clips, by the way. Here we have Perona Alt. All right. So that's 2 pulls coming out. You might have 1 pull left in the round here. Let's see. Here's Sanji. Wild times on how things gone up. These days a booster box is $160 before taxes. Here we are. There it is. Here's a limb. All that kind of stuff will fix itself over time. You know, what will happen is these card printing companies, they'll print enough cards and the prices will be pushed down. That's how I feel about it. So my approach right now to the cards, I'm still taking a cautious approach to modern in-print cards that are currently being printed. There it is. Majority of my money is going toward vintage, just vintage. There you are. All right, 1 more pull. Here it goes. And there it is. All right, not 1 more hit in the box. Those were the hits. There you have it, Gregorio Panetta. So, Gregoria, I know enough about this set that you didn't pull the super-duper top chase pulls out of here. But you got 1 whole box done. We appreciate you giving us a show. That was Mr. Gregorio giving us a nice show, everybody. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here's this. Here's this. Here's this. Here's this. This. Ooh. All right, so. There's a reason why those manga cards are so pricey, you know. It's because you don't get one every box, do you? Let's go looking for a bag for you. All right. Yep, they're pricey, all right, but that's because they are so hard to pull. What's Goodington? Anytime. Yeah, I'm missing 2. Here we are. Ooh. So you had a smaller bag. Now you got a fat bag, bro. Okay. The Pokepop, by the way, guys, is real fat now. Fatter than it's ever been. Okay. What do we got here? We've got a Mimikyu, Terrapagos, Aona, oops, Feeling Like a Bobby, and the Mega. Oh, I just rotated these. I didn't want to do that. I'm so stupid. I was supposed to take a picture. Lance Weiss, 1 Fortnite Series 1 booster, 1 Korean Black Flame. The Fortnite boosters are way over here. Grab this Fortnite pack. No more Fortnite. Need 4 hours of sleep for work. Let's get that Black Flame pack as well. Okay, 1 Black Flame. There it is. Lovely. What is the Pokepot? The Pokepot is this thing where you can donate your junk cards. And when you donate them, you get to roll some dice. And if the dice roll correctly, you can take all the cards back out of the Pokepot too. All right. Just a bit of fun you can have with your junk Pokemon cards. Okay. And there we have it. We got a Tyranitar popping out for Mr. Lance. Thanks, Lance. You didn't need a new bag, right? I got a bag, he said. Okay. There's the bulk falling on the ground. Throw that in the trash. All right. By the way, we still have this Lance Charizard break ongoing. I took it out of the plastic wrap because it was kind of ugly. And you can see it's too tall for the table. Here it is. 2 people in there. We need a total of 10 people. 10 people. 10 people in that break and it goes off. $40 per spot. Just like any break. Luis Ruiz. Lance Weiss. Here we are. Lovely. No more Fortnite. Did you see the Street Fighter cards are back at GameStop again? Wow, memory lane. I did not see that. No, I did not see that. All right, but let's get this back up here. That's fine, I guess. Huh. Let's get this stays on the table. Hello Kitty for 90. That could probably come off by now. This needs to be repriced. Umbreon. Maybe we add new cards to the table. So, let's get into this pile right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's that Arbok, huh? That's the Arbok that pairs with the Ekans. So these are all outdated prices. Let's get some updated prices. We'll start on the left. PSA 9, Seal DOS. It's called Psychic Type Psychic. Seal DOS Psychic, PSA 9. Okay, and this card goes up to 85. I thought 59 was kind of cheap. It's a PSA 9, for gosh sake, of a 1997 vintage card. Kind of made no sense at 60. All right, that makes way more sense. That more reflects what I think it's worth. Now, here's the Noctowl. So this isn't just any Noctowl, it's the Pokemon Center Noctowl. I bet you he went down in price. Noctowl 141 Center. Okay, all the keywords, right? All the keywords. He is $170. What did I pay for this guy? Okay. What's up, says 6. Hey, what's up, 6? So he's still going to be available, but he will be a red label card. I don't think I want to do that. I want to do this. Okay. 197. Okay. I'd rather just hold the card, to be honest. I like these Pokemon Center cards, and I'm a big fan of that Noctowl. Joker Arbok. 130. Last price on February. That was a long time ago, man. Can you believe we're about halfway done with the year? We're getting close to halfway done, everybody. Joker Arbok. Okay. So it says here about 150. I almost feel like just leaving it alone at 130. Let's get them written up. 150. So that went up. This went up. This one went down. That's modern. What's going on with those modern cards? Well, their prices shot up really fast, really hard around January and February. But now, months later, people are actually done grading a lot more of them. So their populations are exploding. And so they're going to be a little bit cheaper. Going, I would say, probably through the summertime, they're going to be a little bit cheaper. And eventually, when they dry up off the market, they will probably explode in price. So not a bad time to buy them anyways. Here's Arbok. This is PSA 9 for 150. That actually seems a little high to me. Let's try this out. PSA 9, Seal DOS, Electric. Oh, but wait a second. It has It has Zapdos and, okay, here goes. So that's actually $85. It is too high. All right, that's what I thought. I felt personally it was kind of too high. And it is. It's 85, just like this one's 85. Good. Nice to watch. All right. Okay. We're going to say 85. 5.25. Just one more card to price up. This Nazgul Terror PSA 9, huh? Bet you I don't run into that. I think the Sylveon VMAX from Evolving Skies is underpriced. Sylveon VMAX. So this is going to be PSA 9, Nazgul, Chrome. Nothing to compare it to at all. That is Nazgul Chrome, $65. There's nothing to compare it to. I'm going to lower the price to make it more enticing. It's going to go from $65 to $55. That's $10 off. This is just a made-up price. So we're just testing the waters on what it might sell for. It didn't sell last time, so this time it's slightly cheaper. All right, cool. We're moving on to the next order. It's Mr. Them, another 4 Hololive. All right, you got it. So that's pretty interesting. You know, checking prices every month or so is very important because prices, they really change. They really go through changes. Ready? All right, let's snip this. Okay. Imagine paying $215 for Glory of Team Rocket. All right, here's a holo, and here's a holo. I think the Sylveon VMAX from Evolving Skies is underpriced. Here's a full art. Here's a holo. Only a half hour into work. Oh, today. Here's a holo. It's Monday. All right, and here's a holo. That's for Mr. Them. Okay, tossing this over here. And we'll grab this. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, and we'll grab this. Very nice. And at them, I think we're going to create a fresh bag for you. Let me see. Your box up here is pretty full, huh? Wonder if we can move some of this around. Daniel Garcia. Maybe we can move the Daniel Garcia. All right. So let's move Daniel Garcia by 1. And then we're going to move this over here, this over here, this over here. And we're going to grab Them's box. There we go. Now, let's grab these bags, put them in here, like this. David Bowie died 9 years ago. Yeah. That was really sad. Oh, that is Mr. Ahmad stuff. Put this back up here. Okay, good. So at them, we're creating a fresh bag for you. We'll keep that one on the table, and we got all your large bags moved to your box. How nice is that? All right. Very good. We don't need to write a back number down. Good. And let's get rotation going. So we have the Vulpix, $5.25. Mr. Yolen's Raticate, this Geodude 10, Terrapagos, and Raikou. All right, lovely. How's the vintage break going? This one right here. Here it is. That's the vintage pack break, everybody. Let's count the number of spots in here. Are you talking about this? So that is 3 people deep. We need 8 more people. Takes a little while for vintage pack breaks to go off normally, so keep an eye on it. Team Rocket, everybody. We have Mr. Gilberto Cedillo, OP11, Japanese. All right, if you'll give me a moment, I'm going to stand up and get some more of that. Be right back. I got to bring some into the room. All right, here we are. I'm gonna climb over here. I kind of want to slab away that Noctowl. I'll show you the Noctowl again. He's a lovely card. There he is. All right. That's the Pokemon Center Noctowl. Mr. Gilbert. Buying a whole box of this. All right, cool. Busy night for One Piece. Okay. All right. Okay. Snipping this. All right. And snipping this. Very good. Tossing all that over there. Okay, here goes. Ooh. Oh. I'm seeing it as a wise investment, seeing as the others have went up drastically. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sure. These PC Pokemon Center Collection cards. I'm a big fan of that Noctowl, too. All right. Ah! I thought it was a manga. I couldn't tell at first. Wow, beautiful. We're so lucky, man. Picking up that mango on OP11. Wow. Look at that, everybody. Woo! We're having a lucky night. This has been a lucky night, everybody. Wow. First the Charizard, now this. Unbelievable. Look at that card. All right, let's leave it. Boop. And you going to let us send it out to grade? Grab that. Okay. That's crazy, man. Pop that there. Man. Wait, what Charizard was pulled? Yeah, we pulled a Charizard. You missed it. He was so good. Here's a holo. Picking up Mango Luffy. Look at that. Mango Luffy. Not the biggest hit, though. What does that one go for? Tell us about that manga card. Who wants to tell us the PSA 10 price on that? Here we are. I'm definitely rewatching the stream later. By the way, what's up with his, he's all buff here. What's up with him? Is he got some sort of new superpower? I don't watch the show, I'm afraid, so you have to explain it to me. Oh, nice. You got this as well. Very nice. $50. So far, Wild Night of Pulls. Yeah, it's exciting, huh? All right. Okay. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here is an SR. Holo. Holo. I think he's about $400 to $500 raw. I don't know about the PSA price. Well, that's because we got to look at. Last sold $485 as a PSA 10. There you go. Nice. Wow. Like a $500 card there. If it grades 10, which it probably will. They often do. I guess sometimes they don't. But assuming it does, almost $500 there, guys. How crazy is that? Yeah, that's wild. And he still gets all the other cards in the box. Beautiful. This is going up into the cool kids box, Mr. Gilberto. Hey, cool. I was way off. Wow. So shiny. Makes you want to own one. They're so shiny. Okay, and let's go find your bag. Here's a Gilbert Ladierne. You must be in the yellow box. What a nice Sunday, man. We've been busy on Sunday. Should I send to Beckett or PSA? That's up to you. Here it is. I have sent them off to Beckett and had them come back 9.5, you know. So that's up to you if you want to do one or the other. That's a common question. There's no straightforward answer. Giratina. Feraligatr. Oops. Dark Pupitar. Nicholas Lloyd says 20 of the Korean Blue Sky Stream. Okay, 20 of these. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, that's 20 packs for you right there, Mr. Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas. What a lovely stream this has been. This has been a really lovely stream. People are opening whole boxes of things. What are you guys finding on the menu that you really like? There we are. Get this. And snipping this. Good. Good. All right. Tossing this away. Boop. Oh, let's go ahead and make a note for Mr. Mike's side. Manga Luffy, OP11, pulled around 137. Wow. What a crazy night, man. One Piece, hee. Yeah, One Piece has been doing well. We got other One Piece sets. Maybe we can pull another manga card out. I'd love to see that. I'd love to. So one of the sets I have the most of, and it's the cheapest price, is actually EB2. We have is it EB2? Hold on, wait a second. Am I saying? Yeah, it's EB2, right? Yeah, the EB2 set's real cheap because I ordered a bunch of it and it just didn't sell very fast. So you get a pretty good price on that one. Like, I don't make any money on that one. Hold on, let me look at it. Here it is, One Piece. And there it is, EB2 for $3 a pack. The only pack close to that is OP10 for 3.5. So EB2 is the cheapest, and I would love to see a manga come out of there as well. We've got like 8 cases of that. We got tons of it. Here it is. So if you're a One Piece fan and you want a shot at a manga card, you might consider that one. I like the waifu shuffles. Yeah, the waifu shuffles are loaded, man. By the way, we showed off what was in the waifu shuffles the other night. Why don't we show off what's in the Poke shuffles currently? We could do that. We can't show off the live customs, but we can show off the Poke shuffles all day long if we want. Why can't we show off the live customs? Because it tells you what's coming next, and this allows you to sort of like do math and figure out how many spots. So that's why. But with the Poke shuffles, it's shuffled each time, so it doesn't matter. Oops. Pony is the peak of the menu for sure. My Little Pony. All right. So no major hit coming out of there at all, Mr. Nicholas Lloyd. Sorry, Nicholas. All right. Oops. All right. Tossing this away. Very nice. I like the waifu shuffles. Yeah, they're nice. I already read that with an N. Let's move this out of the way. Ah, giant bag, huh? Time to split it into 2 smaller bags. Did you ever break that slab in half to show us how strong you are? Which one did you want to break in half? I can break any slab you want in half to show how strong I am, but you have to actually pay for the slab now. No more breaking the slabs for free. It's just losing quite a bit of money. We could do a drill slab. We could do a explode the slab experiment. But now we offer cheap slabs for that, or maybe like a community slab where you pay down the slab. Just needs to say back number 2. All right. Dang, that box just didn't have an SR in it at all. Okay, so you open the first 10 packs. Yeah, so the way the Korean boxes work is they do not guarantee an SR, but like 9 times out of 10, they do have an SR. But every 10th box, maybe not. So it's kind of scary a little bit. They're not perfectly safe. All right, what we got here? We've got Dragonite, Dodrio, Kangaskhan, Geodude, oops, and Leafeon. PSA 10 Leafeon, that's nice. So these are cards that need repricing. Let's start with the Dragonite on my left. He is what? 2022 Dragonite. From Paradigm Trigger, huh? So let's try that. Paradigm. Okay, so this price is about correct. We're going to leave it at $40. This guy's not going to change. Dodrio. He was priced on $325. Break it with your teeth? Nah, I like having teeth, so we have to reject that. Dodrio from Fire Red. Okay. Oh, I spell it wrong twice. I really do not like touchscreen keyboards. There's not even one for sale at all. You can't find one of these for sale. It's probably super rare. Oops, go back here. God, that's that squid music, isn't it? Okay, we're just going to leave him where he's at. Okay. Wait, I gotta skip this music, dude. This music's driving me nuts. Boop. Woo me, mister. Yeah, something. How about this Kangaskhan, huh? So this was part of the Karuta return, and I thought this was one of the best looking cards. And I priced it at a whopping 160. What was I thinking? That's kind of too high. It's like times and a half higher than the other ones. Doesn't really make sense. So let's take a quick look into this. We'll type in CGC Karuta Maruta Karuta. And then we're going to say Kang Ask Han. Okay, let's see what we get. No information. Wow, sometimes we sell items that you can't even find on... No information. And the app broke. Wow, the eBay app breaks so easily. When it breaks, you can't scroll anymore. That's how it breaks. Okay. So there's no information on this. I have one for sale. No one else does. But I do think 160 is a bit high when a lot of the other ones are priced at about $100 on the same grade. I bought the Hollow for Alligator on the table. Nice. All right. The cheap one, the $30 one. All right, we're going to snip this. That's a cool looking card, really. Okay. So we're going to try this over again with this Kangaskhan. He's a nice card. We sold a lot of the Karutas, by the way. This is what remains of the Karutas. And we want this card to actually be pretty enticing for people. That's Vintage Karuta. It says $19.99. Ours is a 10. And let's get this card moved. We're going to say 75 actually. Way cheaper. I'm just ready to move it, that's all. Okay. There's not even one for sale to compare it to. When I look at it more objectively, he's not Charizard. People pay more for Charizard and less for Kangaskhan. I just like the artwork so much that I was like, man, this Kangaskhan should be pricey. Because look, the baby's out of the mama's pouch. You don't get a lot of cards like that. It's very cute. All right, Tyler McCanch, 10 Pokemon Chinese packs. 10 of them? You got it. Let's see if I have 10 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to open up another one. Is it possible to give me some store credit for my yellow Pidgey PSA 9? If I was to go dig them up, I could probably buy them back from you for maybe like, I don't know, like $18 or something like that. The Pidgey? You want me to buy the Pidgey? Oh yeah, I got this stupid cup, don't I? All right. Whew, there we go. Man, hard to reach all this stuff, man. That's how I injure my back doing this job sometimes, is I reach really, really, really far, and then I strain my back like an idiot doing that, if I do that too much. All right. Pony is the peak of the menu. Just reading back on some of those earlier messages. All right. 1, 2, 3. Chinese gem. Cool. Tyler McCansh. By the way, if you're watching this stream tonight and you have never ordered from us, give it a try. It's not too hard. Head over to the description. Check out the description of the live stream. It will include links for payment, like PayPal, for example. And you can scroll down and see what's for sale. When you purchase stuff here live, you give us entertainment. You give us a show. You give everyone a show. And sometimes you pull a really good card. Tonight we pulled a beautiful manga card and an alternative art Charizard. You can also participate in our breaks. Our breaks are very unique. You can't enter breaks like this everywhere. Like, let me show you some breaks. We got Hello Kitty. Nobody's jumped in here, so we're testing waters with this, and it doesn't seem to be popular. So no one's jumped in. Then again, maybe people are just not feeling it right now. Maybe they jump in later. But if nobody wants into this, we'll cancel it. I'll get that listed up on eBay soon. We got this beautiful Palafin. That's a gym break. We have Slowbro. That's a gym break. We have the Garchomp break. And we have this rare candy break. That's one of the best breaks right there. So you got a Rayquaza Altart from the super expensive Evolving Skies set. And if you think about it, a box of Evolving Skies is $1,400 per box. Well, you don't pull an Altart out every box. In fact, you sometimes get one Altart per case. That's every 6 boxes. Well, this is about the price of one box when you add these two things together. And it's already graded 10. That's the other interesting thing. Even if you were lucky to open one whole box of Evolving Skies and you pull Rayquaza somehow, what are the odds he actually grades 10? Well, it's not that good. A lot of them grade 9. Like maybe about 50% of the ones that actually get submitted actually grade 10, and the other half don't. So, and then when the card's really crappy, people don't even bother submitting it. They go, I'm not even going to submit it. Here we are. So it's a really special thing to be able to participate in the breaks, I think. Here we are. There's one difference between the breaks and just opening booster packs. When you open booster packs, you get all these extra cards. And so in a way, it feels like you really got a lot of stuff. But when you talk about value for value, you know, a lot of the extra cards, they're worth like a quarter or 2 quarters or some less than that. Here we are. All right. So when you open up these breaks, you don't receive a lot of, you know, whatever, like Venomoth V or whatever, something like that. You don't receive a lot of that in the breaks. Ooh. Oh, you're doing well over here, though, Mr. Tyler. Look at that right there. These are the Chinese gem packs if you want these. These are pretty unique. I don't have any slab breaks of these. I'm thinking about taking a case of this and getting it all graded up. All right. Rats are awake. There it goes. Okay. All right. But yeah, so I like the breaks a lot. I think the breaks are offering a lot of value. Here's Fui Coco. Very nice. Here's Palmot. Ooh, look at that Palmot. Here's Chainsey. It's Chainsey. How nice. Lovely. Pony prices are flexing again. Shocked to how some sealed is still selling so high. I think I showed off the My Little Pony prices the other day, and yeah, it was like $360 for a box of the base set. And I bought all those base sets for like $30 a box back in the day. It was like $34 per box back in the day. All right, lots of pulls from yours, man. Liking that round. Well, Mr. Tyler. We're still pricing up some of this, aren't we? I'm not so sure this is all going to fit, actually. I think your bag's too full. status. Okay, that's good. And then what I'll do is I'll create another bag like that. Okay, Mr. Tyler. One of the fun parts of opening cards over here is sometimes you get a really crazy pull, and that gets turned into a clip to be uploaded to the channel. And sometimes the clips get a lot of views, and they stay up there forever. So if you are the first person to pull like a chase card from a new set, and you manage to pull the chase card before anyone else on this channel, it'll be your video, your moment being uploaded. So for example, we already got Heatwave Arena, so that one's done. We got the Cynthia already, but we don't have the Mewtwo from the new Rocket set. So first person to get that Mewtwo is the one who gets to be in the video. All right, so here's Geodude. We're going to price up this Geodude real fast. PSA 9 for 30 bucks seems kind of low. Tops, Geodude. But then again, it is Geodude. Yeah, it makes no sense, actually. Because here's the non-holo version of the same card, and it's $48. That's the non-holo version of the same card for $48. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Oh, you can't even find one for sale. Maybe I accidentally based this off a non-holo one. Let me check sold. Oh, here it is. Sold on February 21st for $60 with $4 shipping. So we could easily bring this up to $60. All right. That was a sold price. I say we make it 64 because there's not one for sale right now. So we're going to say 64. All right. I've been getting tempted with hot Cheetos food, like hot Cheeto pizza or hot Cheeto hamburgers. Now you got to stay away from Cheetos, man. All right. Cheetos is zombie food. That's the slop, man. You got to stay away from it. I think they were saying that some of the main ingredients in the cheese powder is like definitely related to cancer. So I was like, all right, I'm done with it. It tastes great, though. I definitely get that. Why don't you have some cottage cheese? Cottage cheese, right? That's supposed to be healthier. It's still got a umami, salty, cheesy flavor. All right, this card has gone up in price, actually. So this card is moving up to 90. But Cheetos, that's the zombie food, right? I stay away from the whole chip aisle. I don't even buy, like, corn chips, you know, like dipping in salsa corn chips. I don't buy any chips at all. When you look at the calorie density of chips, that right there explains a lot of obesity. Chips, candy, non-diet soda, you know, there's a few items in this world that have some of the highest density in terms of calories of any food. So, for example, if you eat beans, beans have one of the lowest densities. You can eat a pound of beans and never get fat. You just can't get fat on beans if you're just eating beans with no oil in it. Because beans are like 1 for 1 gram per calorie, right? It's really low. Beans, you can just eat them all day long. Protein, fiber, they're a vegetable, they're a legume or whatever. Supposedly healthy for you. But then you look at something like chips. Chips weigh nothing. They weigh nothing. They disintegrate in your stomach into nothing, so you're never full. You just keep eating them. And then the calorie density is insanity. It's like super, super high calories for almost no chips at all. 16 chips, 300 calories, you know, that kind of stuff. And Cheetos are exactly right in the mix of that. Cheetos are extremely bad. Just go have like some cottage cheese or something. Or even just like a regular piece of like cheddar cheese, you know, which is not, that's not diet food. Cheddar cheese will make you fat. But Cheetos is worse than either of those two things. Cheetos is way up there. One of the worst things you can eat. There it is. All right. The whole chip aisle, there's not even one good thing in the chip aisle. You can get like popcorn, but and popcorn has like fiber, I guess. But popcorn's actually pretty stinky too because you snack on it. And you're like, oh, I'm getting my fiber. But it's got a very sneaky, like I could put away a whole bag of popcorn like it's nothing. And then when I look at the calories on the back, I'm like, well, technically the calories in this are lower than chips, but I can just eat so much of it and not feel full. It's the same trap as any snack food. But you go sit down with a can of beans, you can barely finish that. That kills you. You try to eat a can of beans, you're defeated. So that's what it's all about, is just understanding those differences. All right, next up we've got Joel Morin. 30 to my slab away, Mr. Joel. Slab away. What's this? Let me look at this real fast. Street Fighter cards. Oh, cool. Okay. That's neat, man. We talk about dieting a little bit sometimes in this stream. I myself am guilty of overeating. I eat too much. I love food. Okay, here we are in Slab Away, and now we're going to go to Mr. Joel. If my mouse will work, but it's not. So 215 minus 30, 185. Oh, all right. Law, the Cinder situation is wild. Cinder. I hope not anymore. I love food too. Food is my new drug. Her second statue still up for pre-order. What? What are we talking about? Statues? I did not know what you're talking about. We have an order now. Emmanuel Valencia, Pristine 10 Flareon. Flareon. Pristine 10 Flareon. Isn't that sold? What are you talking about here? You're not talking about this Pristine 10 Flareon, are you, Mr. Emmanuel? Because this one's sold. Sold to Zach. So this one's gone. VTuber stuff. Clip my SEC poll. Oh, Mr. CC. If you could give me like a link to that in Discord and a timestamp, I will hand it off to Mike's side, okay? I'll hand that off to Mike's side. You just got to give me the link to which stream it was. And then, yeah, just share that time again with me. I'll pass it along. He says, yes, I was. Let me get your store credit for that. Mr. Zachary beat you to it. It's a good card. This one's not bad. That's the alt art, though. So it costs more, but I mean, it's probably worth the investment. You know, like you weren't anticipating spending $90. Well, what's better, the $35 SR or the $90 alt art? Something to think about. Okay, so you got $35. What channel to drop it to? Just send me a private message, or I mean, you could drop it in Show and Tell, maybe. Yeah, drop it in Show and Tell, and we can do that too if you don't know how to do private messages yet. Okay, cool. So now we have an order of 3 of the solo levelings. Solo levelings, miss 6. Do I need to go get more solo levelings? I wouldn't be surprised if we had another box of it in here somewhere. Here's those amiibos. Ah, there's another box of it right here. Here we are. Can I get Glory of Team Rocket packs instead? Yeah, why not? So we can do that. 35 divided by 7 is what, 5? So 5 of these. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good. Let's see what we get. Step in this. Sneak. All right. Here's a Nato King. A cold one. Persian. Very nice. Oh, look at that Houndoom pull. Beautiful. Okay, we got the Houndoom. Zapdos. Cold. And Zamazenta. Nice. All right. Picking up a nice Houndoom out of there. That's really not bad either, you know, because it's like, look, you walk away with a really gradable card, and it only costs $35 to acquire. We still got this Nidoking, we still got this Persian, And the Zapdos looks kind of nice too. Okay, let's go looking for your bag now. Oh, by the way, these are for sale. If you guys missed this from yesterday's nighttime stream, we got some Steam Siege packs. Those are fun. You think about those. Somebody said they were going to buy this, but they didn't buy it. Yep. Move this around. All right. So here's an Elijah. Here's an Ethan. That's an expired bag. This says 424 on it. We're in 424. Give this guy more time. We might have ran into him already. I need a new bag. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I was coming back here to look for. New bag time. Okay. I sent for grading, BGS grading for OP11 Luffy. Nice. That's going to make the BGS grading really fun this time around. So fun when we get stuff like that. .25. Okay, there it is. Lovely. Steam Siege, the gentleman's choice. Ah, yes, for gentlemen. For men of taste. Adam Pashuis, 1 Pokepot pack and 2 cards put into the Pokepot. So here you go. Let's see what this pack was all about. So this pack just has 10 Star Wars cards in it. Hold on. So I have a ton of Star Wars cards and things like this that were just abandoned. Here it is. And so these are making their way into the bulk packs. But you're not guaranteed to get a pack like this if you prefer one like this. And you might not prefer one like this. You might wish that something else came out, like tons of Pokemons. Who knows? But the packs are just whatever they are. 10 cards. Okay, and you want 2 of them going into here. You forgot my order. You skipped me. Oh, I'm so sorry, Six. I got distracted. You're next. Sorry about that, Six. I got distracted. Landing on 2 4s and 2 2s. He gets a re-roll. Okay, that's 2 3 1 1. Last roll. Landing on 6 5 1 and 3. So those cards will stay in there. And you'll get the remainder of these cards put into your bag, Mr. Adam. I'd never forget 6 as a them. Aw, that's so nice. Whew. Very nice. I feel so bad for Bow and Shy Lily. Ooh, look at those. Those are nice, man. Wow. So if you like the Pokepot, what Adam just bought is called a bulk pack. That's on the menu now. It's TCC custom boosters called a TCC Bulk Pack. They're $4 a pack. You can take the cards out of the bulk packs and put them into the Pokepot if you just want to have some fun with the Pokepot. Oh, man. Whew. I got my sneezing rag out right away. I felt that sneeze coming. Oh, man. What a horrible sneeze. All right. I'm going to disassemble this whole card room and vacuum it and scrub it down from inch to inch until every speck of dust is out of this room. Start all over again. All right. Bow and Buff Puff constantly get backstabbed by idiots. Shy Lily went nuclear on Cinder's apology. What? Okay. A 1, 2, and a 3. There it is. We were talking about food too, Mr. Arturo. If you're looking for yummy tasting diet food, there's something I've been eating a lot of that I would recommend. You can get these, they sell them at Walmart. They're these pouches of Indian food, and there's a particular pouch, I really like it. It's like the kind of thing you can cook in the microwave real fast, so, you know, it's convenient. And it's called like something lentils, like I can't remember, like Madrid lentils. I can't remember. But it's like this creamy lentil dish. And it's really, really high in fiber. Not too bad calorie-wise at all. And I've been eating a lot of that, actually. It's a fantastic side dish. You can do other bean side dishes, too. But yeah, beans have become a much larger part of my diet. I hate beans normally. Karis loves them, though. She loves beans. And they're like they're a plant. And trying to mix more of that into your regular meals so that you aren't just strictly eating dessert, bread, and tons of meat, There we go. You need an air purifier, especially being allergic to cats. I've got one. It runs right behind me right now. It's running right now. Basically, maybe it's just not working. Basically, Lewd VTuber was talking mad poo behind her friend's back and then was even getting canceled to progress her own career. Getting who? Models canceled. When it all comes out, she blames her boyfriend for it all. Well, she was under a lot of stress from her toxic boyfriend. You can't blame her for that. It's her boyfriend. What part of that don't you understand? All right, there we go. Yeah, so I've been eating these lentils, and they're actually pretty nice. There you go. She got that much power. She's getting models canceled. Wait, Mr. knows about it? Oh, I know all about it. I keep up with all the VTuber drama. Here is Nidoran, PSA 9. Machamp 10. That's up to date. Mask Ogerpon 10. Mask Ogerpon 10. And Moltres, PSA 10, Pop 3, $200. Very nice. We have an order from Hathim. 3 more Hololive Elite. Elite? Mister was a pyro pup. A pyro pup. She was gaslighting the artist, claiming they were bad people and whatnot. Whatnot? Isn't that stinky Pokemon card selling that? Toss this over here. Okay. Ready for the sneak? I'm actually kind of liking the Ogerpon cards when they're all together. They're very clever looking together. They don't look very good when you compare them to the evolutions, but when they're just with each other, they're pretty neat. They're all like crystal gemmy looking. So here we go, Mr. Thim. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4. Oh, 5 and 6. I love the masks. The regular full. Yeah, I kind of wish we had the last one and we could sell it all together as a group. That'd have been cool, but we just didn't have it. All right, here you go, Mr. Thim. They're certainly not expensive, so you can afford them. Yeah, they are definitely not draining your wallet. Okay. Hathim is done. We have an order, Tyler Franson, and he wants 5 battle partners, please, and 3 Japanese EV2s. 5 battle partners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess you didn't like the new Last of Us episode. It's downhill from here, mister. Is it really? That's funny. And the Japanese EV2. Now, why do you say it's downhill from here? It's just nothing interesting happens in the game from this point on. All right. Okay. All right. Very nice. That's for Tyler Franson. Hello, Tyler. Welcome back. Nice little round for you there. You get a nice Abby sex scene. Oh, finally. That's what I was hoping for. All right. Is Tyler straight there? I'm sorry, not Tyler. It's Abby straight. I'm asking wrong questions here. Abby she gonna be a lesbian. The game gets lame. Does it really? All right, here goes. Here's an interesting thing. I watched The Walking Dead. There's like some new Walking Dead spinoff with Maggie and Negan in it. I watched all 6 episodes of that today. How did I do that? By virtually fast-forwarding the entire time. Fast-forwarded the whole show. There it is. Got all 6 episodes done. Probably watched them in like 1/10 the time. I got really good at watching Walking Dead that way because Walking Dead was so boring. You could tell when content was just like passing time. Hold the remote out, fast, click, 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 click. Super fast at absorbing the information. Let's trade my Pidgey for the Topps Charmander. No, I can't make that trade. Here we are. All right. The Pidgey trade, I would have to go find that Pidgey, but the Pidgey trade will have to be for about 18. All right, Tyler. Let's see. Bluey's better than The Last of Us. You asked a question, what set can you get your money back opening the other stream? I'd say Celebrations and Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go's on the menu right now, isn't it? Yeah, that's a cool set. I like Pokemon Go. There we go. Tyler also wants a pack of Magic Foundations. Let's open that right now. Grabbing this. Haha, Foundations. I've never seen any show. Is it good? Any show? Okay. The guy plowing Abby is near identical to Neil Druckmann. He claims it's a... I don't know who Neil is. Plowing? Plowing? Wow. Buddy should have said Jersey Show or something. Okay. Here's Goblin. Ooh. High Society Hunter. Oh, you can tell because she's wearing earrings. Spinner of Souls. Arabo, the First Fang. That's the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Solemn Simulacrum. Huh, I recognize that. Spinner of Souls. Forest. Okay, so there's that. Have they shown the lesbian stuff? Butt sex, mister. What? Wait, I'm almost done. Don't stop talking. I'm almost there. Here's Overrun, the Goon of Us. Exsanguinate, Sunblessed Healer, Skyship Buccaneer, Firebrand Archer, Fake Your Own Death, Cackling Prowler, Make Your Move, and Tolarian Terror. Ooh. The lesbian stuff. Are they lesing out? We are. Mr. Tyler, Goon's gonna goon. Drop the clip, time-stamped, and show and tell. Okay, cool. That should work. Try to DM you, but we aren't friends. There should be a way to send a friend request. I don't know when that started. I never turned that on. If there's a way to turn that off, I would. Playing my side to drown in depression. What's my side? You having depression? There you go. All right, let me take a picture of all these. Is it because of the VTubers? So, picture time, medication time. There it is. We've got a picture of these bad boys. We have a new channel in Discord. It's the May All Slabs for Sale channel. So we are beginning our great rotation. Okay, we have Tyler McCash for Alligator Hollow. Ah, look at that. That's a really clever card. And for it to only be 25 bucks is really a solid price. You know, it's almost like I've done a service for you getting that graded. Because there's that chance it was not going to grade 10, you know. What is your favorite poker deck to open? Ooh, favorite? Probably the yellow deck. The yellow deck with Pikachu on the back. I don't open that one very often because I know it's ridiculously expensive. By the way, if you like that one, you might like this one too. Here's the Dragonite. He's a little more expensive, but it's Dragonite and he's from 2022. Ah, that's why. Older. Okay. Refreshing this. Gilberto, BGS Black Label OP11. Okay, so. There it is. Okay. We're going to say BGS on this. Other than yellow, that's cheating. Maybe they put the weed smoking scene later in the show. After Sun, I gave up on Corpo VTubers. What? All right. Ooh, wow. Beautiful, man. I know what helps with depression. Pulling a nice signature card out of Holo Live Spark. Okay. Let's go ahead and rotate this. Here's a Flareon 10. And here's Electabuzz 9 from 325. That needs to be updated. Let's see a little bit about that Electabuzz. Merlin, Electabuzz. So Electabuzz goes from $70 to $200. Does that make any sense? I get why it's so expensive. It's because Merlin cards in general are very expensive. But the cheapest one is $200. I don't know, dude. I don't think it's gonna sell at $200. I'm gonna race to $100. I'm gonna race to $90. So the one on eBay is $190. Ours is gonna be $90. Hololive lost some major talents this week. The Shark Girl leaves on the 1st. No, she was my favorite. Shark Girl. She was my favorite lolly VTuber. Okay, this is going to say 90, which is a very good price. That's $100 cheaper than the cheapest buy now. Okay, that's up to date. Nice. Okay, I think the queue's going to be empty now. The queue's empty. The queue's empty. Feel free to send in an order for anything at all. Now to sit and play the waiting game for the games. Thank you, mister. No problem, Mr. McChicken. Well, I'm glad you stopped in today, because I know you don't stop in every day, but I'm glad you did. Special art. Oh, this one's 54, huh? Interesting. So it's nice having you here, and you got something out of it. So it all worked out, huh? Long PDX. Here's Dark Celery. Umbreon 10. The Gengars for Mr. LaFlame. And Nidorino for Yolan Tjampins. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this next round. $7 in Pidgey for the Charmander? Yeah, I could do that. Would you like to do that? I got to find the Pidgey. I don't know if it went down already. Might have to be upstairs. Give me a second here. We're in luck. It's right here. How about that? That's convenient. All right. So here's the Pidgey. Gamers are ruthless and wouldn't let a universally bad game stay so highly rated. What are we talking about? I like how violent and the gameplay is really good on The Last of Us 2, but the gay story lane sucks and makes the game not as fun as the first. I miss Joel from the first game. I think Joel is basically like Rick from Walking Dead, and killing off Rick from Walking Dead would have been a huge mistake, and killing off Joel from Last of Us is a mistake. Like they want to kill off these characters you care about because they think there's some kind of big payoff in the story, and it's like, you don't kill Charlie Brown in Peanuts. You don't kill, Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. Go through every show. You know, South Park, they don't kill Eric Cartman. He's not gone forever. You know, if you got a character that's making the show watchable, you don't get rid of them. That's just how it is. And yeah, maybe they have plot armor as a result, but that's the cost, you know? That's just how it is. You know, take some main character and get rid of it. It's like, well, then what are we going to watch? There's nothing to watch now. All right, there you go. Here's a great example. If you get rid of Michael Scott from The Office, it's not The Office anymore. Perfect example. Okay, these are going under here. Kiara brought AIM back, so it's possible some of them will be back. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. For real, for real. Okay. Very nice. Ooh, we got Glaceon for 130. South Park kills Kenny. Yeah, but not for real, right? Kenny just comes back later. So they make a joke of killing him, but they don't actually kill him, which even more so lends toward my point that you don't take a character that everyone loves and actually get rid of them. There we go. Here's Machamp. Oh. So he was graded, or he was priced on $325. Let's get a new price on this Machamp. Price on that could have moved up, but I feel like 80 is just about right. Topps Machamp Rainbow. Yep, it's exactly $50 right there. That feels about the right price. If he had been a 9, he'd be more expensive. If he was a 10, he'd be really expensive. They even whitewashed the doctor from the first game to make him Abby's dad. Whitewashed? Kenny was gone for a season. Here we are. Yeah, but they just brought him back. Joel's not coming back. He's not going to come back from the dead. They could do that with the cartoon. But again, going back to my best example, The Office. When you got rid of Michael Scott, The Office was over. And so, you know, you can kill a character off. It's just be careful because you might be actually ruining the whole show. And I think you can do that. Here's Lucas. Okay, Lucas, we are making a trade officially. Here's this guy. Where did I put that? Did I put the Char? Oh, no, he's right there. You're taking Charmander. Char. Okay, all yours. The doctor in the first game was clearly brown-black, just a throwaway NPC. Then in Last of Us 2, they made him white to give Abby a justified reason to kill Joel. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I see what you're doing. So they needed to write a new story, and so what they did was they got rid of... They took a character that we thought was meaningless, and they made him a meaningful character. That's an interesting thing. All right. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it that they did that then. It's too bad. I mean, it's easy to criticize a game like Last of Us because it's such an interesting story, you know. So when you have something good on your hands, you need to handle it well. Like Star Wars. You have a really good IP, well, you need to make sure that you don't screw it up. Don't make people mad about it because people care a lot about the quality of the story a lot. Oh, I suppose I need the slab back to write it up. Okay, so 016A Pidgey 9. Roseanne, they killed her off. Joel also falling for Abby's trick makes no sense. He was too sharp to trust anyone. Yeah, there we go. Maybe, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? When somebody dies, it's because of some mistake they made. So maybe the show's like, well, he made his mistake. This is it. Okay, beautiful. Kardos Gengar for sale. Rare Kardos Gengar. That could come back down pretty soon. All right. I think it will. I think we're just not going to offer this one for sale. I don't know. What's the population on this again? I loved Roseanne as a kid. You're talking about the show Roseanne now? Didn't she come out as like a huge Trumpy fan or something like that, and then they like got rid of her? Trump. I'm Roseanne. What is going on here? Oh, here it is. The PSA pop on that? Okay. I'll leave it up for another little while just in case somebody really wants it. And then it's just going to come back down. Nah, I'm just going to take it down. I already know. Make my life easy. We got so many slabs for sale. We don't need that slab up there. We got a lot of slabs already. They said we don't want the fatty, says Indie Man. Dan Barr was the dad I wish I had. It's a universally celebrated game. I'm sorry y'all doesn't like it. That's when everyone dogpiles it. The mass media and LGBT will just praise Last of Us 2 because the trans character. Let's get off the gay stuff and talk about the Roseanne show. It clearly paid for the awards. It's Disney all over again. I'm just waiting for Ella. Her name's Ella, right? Is the main character? I'm just waiting for Ella and the hot Latina to kiss already. Like, Jesus Christ, man. God, man. You're making me wait a whole nother episode. Here's Aaron Cereals. He says 2 Team Rockets. You got it. 2 Team Rockets for Mr. Aaron. Here we are. All right. It's okay to hate the game. Aunt Jackie was a mess, but kind of hot. What? All right. Snipping this. Very good. All right. Throwing that away. Here's a Tyranitar. Lovely. All right. And here's a cold one. It's the Apocalypse. Adding a trans character, still finding hormonal treatments is just bizarre, says Wrath. It is. I think I talked about that the other day. I talked about how, like, in The Walking Dead, there's a lot of LGBTQ, like, characters, and you'll get like these groups, like a community, and it's like this perfectly mixed community, like in Georgia or something like that, wherever they're supposed to be. And it just kind of takes you out of the story a little bit because you're like, well, this seems more like Hollywood writing. It doesn't seem like it's really happening, which is kind of the goal of the show, is to sort of make you feel like you're in the story. But that kind of noticing those kind of things kind of throws you out of the story, I feel. But, I think the writers are basically all gooners. That's my perspective. I feel like I've figured it all out. Like, everything makes sense from the perspective of people who are bored of real world's kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And what you're wanting to do is write up this fantasy. And so you're like, everyone's gay or interracial, one or the other. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can have that, but it's like, it does start to look maybe kind of fake as well, because every state in America, it's not the city of New York. It's just not. And the setting and the location of The Walking Dead is not New York City, although now it is. They got this spinoff one that's in New York City. But, I think they were more like in the South when they started the season, when they started Walking Dead. And so eventually Walking Dead turns into like this college campus commune, and it was like, that just doesn't feel right. It feels out of place. That's all I'm saying. It feels out of place. Here it is. All right. Like, actually, we were watching this Walking Dead spinoff. I was just talking about it with Maggie and Negan, and it's a brand new one. And Hilltop moved to some new place, right? Because they were getting attacked by raiders, or that was the excuse. So the Hilltop community moved. And there's this lady who, I guess she's introduced to take this girl away from Negan, this younger girl. So Negan's got like this girl traveling with him. It's got this stupid Last of Us feeling, actually, like he's daddy or something. And the lady taking the girl away, she's like kind of really fat. And I look at Karis, I say, it's just not possible. The end of the world has been for a while. And so people are eating chicken, they're eating deer, they're eating, some vegetables maybe. You can't get that fat without eating cream and sugar. You have a lot of oil and a lot of sugar. You got to lay around eating that all day long. But you're telling me it's the end of the world. They barely got any, farming going on. You can't just go out hunting really easily. There's zombies everywhere. And this lady's obese. Like, how? It doesn't make any sense. And that just really throws me out of the show. It really does. Everyone should look super, super muscular and thin because everyone's barely surviving in this new reality. You know what I mean? And Kierst noticed it right away too. She's like, she looks like she's some HR lady from a modern time period. She noted that the clothing on her was too nice and the hairdo was too nice. Everyone should be wearing potato sacks at this point. There's no industrialization, presumably. So you're not ordering new clothing off of Temu anymore. You're not shopping on Amazon anymore. So why does your clothing look so clean and your hair look so well done? And so we both noticed something odd about the character. Like that character doesn't belong in this world. And The Walking Dead does that constantly. It doesn't feel right. Some about it feels weirdly cast. Eat other all day. Give me numbers before the award show. They eat each other. It takes like that opinion-based Wrath. That was like the most streamed game on Twitch. WTF, you mean no one knew? Disney shoves it down our throat. Mr. Who would you bone on the Rose Land show? Well, I don't know about the Rose Land show, but as for Roseanne, I watched the Roseanne show a very long time ago when I was a kid, and I hardly remember anything about it. There was Roseanne, her husband, and her daughter, and I didn't think any of them were attractive. So I guess her husband. I got no clue, dude. All right, let me go ahead and grab some of these. I think it's important for the story to be cast well so that it feels believable, you know? All right, so here's Trappage. Oh, yeah. Potato sacks law. Well, yeah, but that's it, right? Like, think about how people in colonial times or like early settler times dressed. They would kill deer and they would make their clothing out of furs. That's how we did it back in the day, leather and fur. And so when you look at the people who are surviving in, the end of the world in The Walking Dead, sure, some of them have clothing still, but the clothing should look pretty ragged by now because there's no new clothing being made 10 years or 20 years in. And then plenty of people should be wearing leather and furs because you're making new clothing at this point to replace the wearing out, the clothing that's wearing out. And the new clothing should be, just actually produced in the wild again. So that would be a very important detail for the show. Instead, they got people looking like they're shopping at Baby Gap. So again, there's this lady, she's big. She's a big girl. And where's she getting all this cream and sugar from to get so fat from, right? It doesn't make any sense. They even show a scene of Hilltop where they're farming, and it's just this pitiful little farm. And I'm thinking, so what? They're bringing in hordes of dead deer and just roasting up deer all day. Like, you can eat as much deer as you want. It's not going to make you fat because it's too lean of a meat, and you'll be full before you can eat that much. So it looks like with the Trap Pinch, he's going to stay $70. So, but they did that in The Walking Dead, the original Walking Dead, near the end of the show, and it was really unbearable to watch. It was so hard to watch. I was fast-forwarding the whole way. Near the end of the show, they have all these characters that don't look like they're actually in the world of The Walking Dead because it doesn't reflect the reality. Poké Day? Oh, yeah, so we lowered the price for this for Pokemon Day, and now we get to bring that price back up. All right, I just got here. What's Mr. talking about? I was kind of talking about how in Walking Dead, it doesn't feel like the characters are cast in a certain, in a way where they seem like they're really from that universe. There it is. Okay. Which is something I've talked about before. Did you see the big news? JoJo Siwa is no longer gay. I did hear about that. Yeah, I heard about her breaking up with her girlfriend. I think I heard about her having a boyfriend. But everything I know about JoJo Siwa is against my will. It just pops up in my feed, and I don't give a crap about it. I'm like, who the hell is this person? So I don't know why everyone gives her so much attention, but she just gets this unbelievable amount of attention. Oops. This is called the tail end of the race. Tops. Tail end. Let's say Tops Charizard. 50. Topps Charizard 50. Let's see how that goes. How about Topps Charizard movie? Let's sort this by lowest price. I am just not seeing a tail end of the race card. Let me go ahead and check sold, maybe. Maybe there's none for sale. Okay, I cannot find a tail end of the race card. Topps Charizard movie race. Nope. And let's check Topps Charizard race. Nope. All right, so I get to pick my own price. If it was $100 with the green label, then I would bet you that the real price was originally $150. Let's go back to the original price. Sorry about that. That was taking a little while, wasn't it? Okay. It wasn't an unknown game. That was my point. In its first week, the game amassed so many hours online with peak viewership. This made Astrobot among the top streamed games during its debut week. You know, I think when a video game has like progressive ideas in it, like LGBTQ people or I don't know, whatever it is, I think that there's definitely a group of people who don't like to see that in the game and they want to see the game fail as a result. But I think in reality, sometimes those games do very well. And that's just how it is, you know. Look at this Zubat. Sounds like Last of Us was one of those games. Last of Us came out even earlier than now, right? So it came out a little while ago. When did it actually come out? Like 5 or 6 years ago? No, it's been more than 5 or 6 years since Last of Us 2, hasn't it? It's been like 8 years. Feels like, in my head it feels like. And those ideas would have been even more controversial then than they are now. Look at this Zubat. All right. I think sometimes it feels a little forced. Like, I think a long time ago, it was a novel idea to base a story around characters like that. But if every single story is about a, you know, non-heteronormative or whatever the language is kind of character, I think people start to get kind of fed up with it. They go, well, this is a trope now that, you know, every woman is strong and every character's not straight or something. And so that's the risk you play doing it over and over and over again. The same clever trick doesn't work every time. People go, okay, we want a different story. We want a story that's, you know, we want a story about someone else doing another thing. Let's see. What did we have this priced at before? That was at 170, pop 7. I think we're going to stick with that. Wukong became the most popular game released on streaming platforms in Q3. This action RPG from Game Science generated 39 million hours. Why didn't Wukong win? Oh, Wukong didn't win the Game Awards or something like that? That's an old price. This one's not even going to be for sale. We're going to put this guy away. Okay. Chansey coin. That gets put away. Good. Okay, I'm going to hit refresh over here. What time is it? 4:20 a.m.? Wow, the time flies when you're having fun, guys. Pull some hot waifus, mister. I'd love to. Here's Carlos Chaveras. What's up, Carlos? So he says, 6 Nikkei Cardos and 1 box of Nikkei. Are you brand new? Chaveras. I think you're new. It's nice to meet you, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are Cardos Nikkei cards. Give them a try. Now, I'm going to go get you a box of Nikkei if we don't already have one in here, which I don't think we do. No, it's me. I pulled the SEC. Second order. Okay, cool, man. So I probably just haven't memorized your name yet. I'm sure I will, though. All right. So welcome back, and let me go ahead and get a new box of Nikkei because it looks like we need it. Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. Nikkei does very well. I wonder if I should get a restock on this. Think I should get a restock on the Nikkei? Ba-doop. Making absolute statements like no one knew that game when it's factually untrue. Everyone I was with knew it and loved it. All right, let's see. Why Nikkei? Astrobot Goat, I need it for PS5 when I get one. Is that English? When does the English one come out? It's already out, isn't it? No, there's a pre-sale? Let me look it up. It's already out. It's a pre-sale on second print. Interesting. Give me a minute here. Wow, so popular. No voice. Meow, says Brandon. Brandon. I know I'm being quite slow here, but I like to get some of my work done while I'm live. All right, we have Nikkei English on the way. Oops. You know, it's interesting. I was just looking for something to purchase, actually. Okay. And let me jump over here to my Weiss. It is Weiss. Right here. Okay, so we're going to add Nikkei. And we need a price as well now. Okay, we have a price in front of us. So it looks like we're going to be offering it at, well, we're going to be offering it at 7.5. Okay, so that is up for pre-sale. Want to hit save on that? So Nikkei English coming now. All right, fun. Did you order Union Arena Sword Art online? I don't think I've ordered that one. I don't think I've got that one. Why, you like that one? Is that one good? Set that over there. All right, let's see what we got. Nikkei English everywhere is expensive. Yeah, that's what it looked like. All right, let's go ahead and snip this. Snipping that, okay. When are you taking a space flight? There you go. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I think even if I could afford to do it, I wouldn't do it. You know why? Because everyone who knows me would think I'm a weirdo. Maybe they wouldn't think I was a weirdo as long as I didn't say something weird like, I didn't realize how connected to love I could be until I was preparing for the pre-launch or whatever she said. Katy Perry. I see people in the comment section going, she's in her floppy right now or something like that. Like, what? I don't like this character right here, the Nikkei, this little girl. They got all these really sexual girls, and then this girl who looks like she's like 12 or something, or 10. It's not right. Like, I mean, look at this character. She's like boobs and legs. Lots of boobs and legs characters. And then just like a 5-year-old over here. I don't know, dude. Weird. Do you recommend buying raw cards or PSA 10 slabs for the personal collection? You could do either. I personally like to purchase cards that are authenticated. And I think that it's great because you get to pick them up and hold them. I think that, especially when it comes to getting high grades like 8, 9, and 10, it makes you feel like you've got something that's a bit more rare. It is. And then, you know, you also don't risk getting sort of like a fake. Like, let's say you're trying to buy a card and it's a really nice card. And what happened with the card was maybe some jerk bought it and it had a whole bunch of damage on it. And then he used a card repair kit on it. And as a result, the card has been manipulated, doctored. I think that's the right term, right? Doctored. The card has been doctored. And you're buying a manipulated card that appears to be near mint, but it's actually a card that's been, you know, cleaned. Cleaning, you're not supposed to clean the cards. And PSA is supposed to detect when a card has been cleaned as well. You are. Same with coins. You're not supposed to clean coins either. Grading companies don't like that. They say, uh-uh. So when you go out and you buy a really expensive card and you're just buying it raw, you don't know if it's been manipulated at all. Like, here's another aspect. Maybe the corners of the card on the back of this, see how they're blue? Well, they get these white dots on the corners. Well, maybe somebody just took a blue Sharpie marker and just went boop, 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 and filled in all the white. So you're looking at it in the pictures on eBay going, oh, that's a good looking one. He said it's near mint. The corners look nice and minty. Maybe I'll buy that one. Well, when you buy it, it might, you know, to your horror, you might discover that it's a manipulated card. Whether you grade it later or something, you discover it one day that's manipulated. In fact, if you buy it, put it into a folder, and then wait years, you wait years, you could discover years later when you do try to grade it, oh gosh, this card I bought years ago is manipulated. And it's really hard to get your money back then. You're just not going to get it. So I like to just jump straight to authenticated cards. And part of that is because I buy really expensive ones. I buy really, really desirable cards. And those are the ones that are going to get manipulated the most. Like, if you want to collect some ungraded modern cards, those aren't getting manipulated at all. You could probably just buy those and store them. But if you want anything that has, like, real collectible value, like something that's real expensive and old, yeah, those get messed with all the time, I'm betting. There's people making videos how to clean your card, how to doctor your card. There's guys trying to sell cleaner kits, stuff like that. Nope. Oh, it's a new bag, by the way. Ooh, nice. Okay, new bag time. Thanks for letting me know. And thanks for the big order. I appreciate it, Carlos. Depends on the grader. We've seen PSA 10s with clear issues. Okay. We are. A fake, lol. PSA 8 and 9 are about the same as raw unless it gets a 10. Well, and there's a reason for that. It's because people say, well, okay, so this has graded 8 or this has graded 9. Therefore, I'm not going to have a chance at a 10. So what do? They run off and they buy the raw one, hoping that that's going to turn into a 10. This drives up demand for the raw ones. But in reality, those just get turned into 8s and 9s later. But, you know, I think that 8s and 9s are nice anyways. We are. All right. So, for example, here's a Rainbow Machamp. And he's saying you can just go buy a raw Rainbow Machamp, well, for $50. Well, this one's already been encapsulated, so I've already paid for that for you. But if you get the other one and you send it off to PSA and it comes back 8 anyways, well, you've actually just lost a lot of money. So it is part of a gamble to buy the raw one, thinking you can grade it into a 10. What are your actual odds of it grading a 10? Horribly low. Because when people have a nice card like Rainbow Machamp, if it looks like it's going to grade 10, you really think they're going to list that one up on eBay, or do you think they're going to grade it? Yeah, so when you're talking about a card like this, like Dragonite, you can just go buy the 10, or you can buy raw and try to get the 10, because it doesn't have a lot of value. It's cheap. But when you start talking about this guy, cards that matter, cards that are rare, cards that are actually rare, it starts to matter a lot. People don't just post rare cards that are going to grade 10 ungraded on eBay. They don't do that. They test them. They send them to PSA or whatever. So yeah, you're not going to pop up on eBay and find a bunch of Rainbow 10 ungraded mod champs just waiting to be graded. It's just not going to happen. So there is still a value to buying like an 8 or a 9 in the sense that, well, you get to enjoy the artwork and somebody else lost money grading it. So you don't have to be the one to lose money grading it. Here it is. And over time, you know, cards get more expensive. And 8s and 9s, they go up in price. Especially 9s, I'd say, go up in price. I don't know about 8s. By the time you get an 8, it has to be a kind of card that's like super duper expensive, like a gold star. And then, yeah, the 8s will rise. All right. Oh, it's a new bag. Thank you. PSA cracking down on the cleaner guys, though. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They have to. They have to because it's card manipulation. Ooh, look at that, man. Carlos just keeps getting great pulls. Look at that. Congratulations. Signature right away for Carlos, guys. We're having a fantastically hot night. All right. There we go. Very nice. So the problem you talked about with the 8s and 9s, that is most relevant like to modern cards where there's a ton of them available. But when you start talking about really rare cards, your odds of just swapping into a raw card and grading it 10, it's like near impossible. Near impossible. Here it is. You'll be chasing your tail on that. There you go. Oh, very nice. Okay. So would I buy a bunch of modern 8s? I probably wouldn't do that. Unless they were cheap enough. Because, again, there's a correct price for everything. So if they're cheap enough, then it's fine. There you are. Okay. Very good. They make great presents, too. You know, if you got like a nephew or a niece or a little brother, a little sister. Maybe you've got children. Maybe you got grandchildren. Whatever it is, you know, if they're pretty young, you might buy them a 9 or an 8 because it's very affordable at that price and kind of show off what collecting's all about. Look at this character. Isn't that ridiculous? Look at the design. Oh, my God. Here's a holo, and here's the Soda Pop Girl again. I'm in the UK, and eBay doesn't offer card authentication here for some reason. They offer it for watches, but not cards. So I think that's because the authentication actually runs through PSA. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And so I don't think PSA is in the UK. That's actually a big downside for you guys because when you go shopping for a PSA slab and there's one available in Canada, Australia, or the UK, the difference is if your card costs the same as one being sold in America, might as well buy the American one because the American one will be authenticated. And the Canadian, Australian, and British one will not be authenticated. So then you guys have to actually offer a lower price in order to entice buyers to go after it. And you do sometimes. You actually do. Sometimes your cards are cheaper. And so people go, ooh, I want that one. Yes. But some buyers with less confidence, like there was a guy in here saying he's not sure, he doesn't feel comfortable buying expensive slabs off like eBay. He said that. Well, those guys just probably will never be a customer because they feel that anxiety. Okay, let's see. We have to pay import taxes for anything over £150. Yeah. And I think that because America and Canada and Australia are all supposed to be allies with each other, I think that they should probably drop those. I mean, on Pokemon cards, I get it if it's like for steel or maybe like farmed goods. But Pokemon cards, give me a break. The governments just want an excuse to tax, you know, another country. That's what they really want. They want to say you're not allowed to do any trade with that country. That's what they want to say, because your value-added taxes got to pop in. It's not right. It's not right. It is fair for Trump to call out Europe on that. I always felt that was wrong. It's so funny that he's working on that because I always said that. I sell a lot of cards into the UK and into Canada and into Australia. And I always have to work with you guys to help you get the cards and try not to overpay on the import fees. And I buy constantly from you guys as well. I buy from UK, I buy from Canada, and I buy from Australia. And I never pay import fees on that. So your country charges us and we don't charge you. And that's really unfair because it means that you guys aren't going to be interested in buying from us, but you're willing to sell to us. So we lose our cash and you don't want it to go in the other way around. And I don't know. I always felt kind of salty about that. I would want that, we all speak a common language. We speak English. We've been allies in war together. I will hope that, especially on something like Pokemon cards, that there wouldn't be a tariff amongst countries that are supposed to be friends. Here's Carlos. All right, Carlos, new bag. It would be good for us card collectors anyways as well. Just sent for shipping. Ooh, all right, sounds good. So we're going to do a round of shipping for you. But it's so funny. We talked about that on this channel multiple times. And then Trump won the presidency. And that immediately became one of his topics, was that he was going to do these tariffs or whatever. And they do suck. I think that especially the tariff with China is going to be pretty costly. But maybe it's not such a terrible thing either. I was reading in the news how Apple is now moving their production to India. And so that's sort of like divesting out of China and into other countries is occurring as a result of that tariff, which was maybe the goal of a tariff like that, because we don't want to over-rely on a country that is effectively our competitor. They want to rule over us. They want to replace us. They want to change the balance of power in the world. Mr. Carlos, I'm not seeing you. What's going on here? Oh, I know what it is. Because, here you are. Gotcha. I was going to say, if we shipped you before, we should be able to find this quickly. All right. But, I've talked about all this stuff before. Superpower, it's the same card. The address is da-da-da, right? Yes, it is. All right, here we go. Everything's good. We got your address, and you'll be getting an email very soon. Please ship. Please print. There we go. Nice. So Alexis should be in on Monday for the shipping. I think Anglo countries should have their own union like the EU. Anglo. I don't know what that means. Like Anglo-Saxon? There we go. All right. Here's Carlos shipping. Perfect. English speaking. Oh, I see what you're saying. So that would be like what? Ireland, Scotland. Well, Scotland's part of the UK. So it'd be Ireland, the UK, and then it would be Canada, Australia, the United States. Who else speaks primarily English? Did you hear how, I think it was that Trump joked about joining the Commonwealth. How insane would that be if the United States joined the Commonwealth? I don't think that would happen, though. I think that would be too unpopular because, Americans are pretty proud of the whole, revolution and all that. I don't think it would work. I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me too much. But I don't, just from an identity point of view, I don't think it would happen. But I happen to like the UK a lot. And Canada's, just on our continent. And I like Australia a lot. So, it would be an interesting idea at least. But I don't think it would work. Those thick Scottish accents, even other Scots can't understand them. Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Oh, right. Yeah, New Zealand. Yeah. All right. So here's Kyle Gray. Very nice. Here's Gengar. I think that's my last one. We sold through like 3 of those. Ace of Spades Ho-Oh. Beautiful card. Dark Magneton 9. Look at this lineup, man. This is a really cool lineup. Here is our Portgas the Ace, PSA 9 from 2012. This is vintage Portgas the Ace Hollow. Wish you graded 10, then you'd probably sell like that. Look at that Ace of Spades Ho-Oh. That's a good one. 265, that's a LaFlame card. Maybe you can add my signature hit with the SEC hit for the shorts. We might be able to do that. Let me think about it. Let me mention it to Mike's side. Let's go over to clips, stream clips. And we're going to say 3. The guy who got the SEC poll also got another signature, round 3. Okay. How's the print quality for Prismatic? It's good. We are. Check to see if you have the bottom two ticked. Social permissions, direct messages, message requests. And this is under what? I'm going to look into that a little bit later, Miss Timmy. All right, Timmy Lamb. But speaking of which, we're 3 hours deep. It's 4:42 a.m. in the morning. The queue is empty if you guys would like to send in any more orders. And we might just keep pricing up these slabs. Look at all these slabs, man. We got plenty. PSA 9 electric type seal DOS from when I was grading seal DOS. You know, it's tempting to crack all these seal DOS, but look, you can see on the back it's kind of off center, huh? So that's priced on $325. Under settings, it's a tab for content and social. Okay, settings. Settings. All right, you ready? Let's see. This is seal DOS. Electric. And here we go. It looks like there's no PSA 9 seal DOS electric type of the Pikachu available. Yes, so we have nothing to compare this to. I think we're going to leave it at 160. This one's got Pikachu in it. The old style Pikachu right there. So we're going to leave it where it's at. All right. I'll do a Pokepot couple rolls with my Star Wars cards. It says Aaron Breckens. Aaron Breckens. You're Pashuish. Right? Let me see. Ah, here we are. You'll do a couple rolls? How about 3? I don't know. Got any Pokepot rolls for me? Oh, we're taking care of this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Just on you. Whoever bought that was nuts. What did they buy? All right. Okay. We'll grab this. We'll put this baggie. We'll put these over here. Let's see if we can get an amazing 4 of a kind. You ready? Good luck. Here's the Pokepot, by the way, everybody. That's looking mighty thick. All right, look at that. It's pretty crazy looking, right? It's pretty thick. All right. That's doubles. Okay. Here's 2. Okay. And that's going to be 3. And there we have it. Very hard to land on 4 of a kind, but we've come very close multiple times. Good. Do you ship in a box? Yes, we ship it in a box. Are you worried we ship it in a bubble mailer? We don't do bubble mailers, trust me. We only do boxes for every single order. I'll Pokepot my last 4 cards from my pack. Okay. Let's see. Here they are. Okay. Those are Nintendo pulls. Those are actually pretty cool. It's kind of fun seeing all these cards that have been, these have just been laying around in boxes for me for forever. And they're all kind of being condensed or concentrated into this one big thing. And so the idea that one person could take all these home is really funny. Those vintage cards are so neat. Oh, I agree. Okay, landing on 6s, 2 and 3. Ooh, I kind of touched it mid-roll. Doesn't matter. It wasn't going to land on 4 of a kind, though. Okay. 3. All right. Got to remember not to touch it. All right, and there we have it. That was 4 rolls, right? Nay rolls. I'll do one more roll. I can't remember if it was 4. And there it is. 1, 6, and 3. Pretty soon, this is going to fill up, and we'll have to get like a new box ready or something. And so the Poképot will be too large to represent. Okay, I'm going to hit refresh over here. Oscar Resendez says, shipping for my 2 bags and slabs. Nice. All right, yeah, let's make Alexis work, man. Oh, you got those coins? That's really nice. All right. Whew. It's a lot of stuff. Didn't know yet because I'm new here. Glad to hear. Thank you, mister. We spend a lot of money making sure we have quality shipping product, quality shipping supplies, and Alexis is paid very well to ship your cards. So she is not paid badly at all. And so that is all part of the cost of shipping. And you don't want to spend too cheaply on shipping, you know, high-end cards, because that's exactly what we do on this table. We do slabs. We do, like, look at all this. This isn't cheap. So you don't want to be too cheap about shipping. All right, Mr. Oscar. So that's what we have going on. We haven't raised our shipping price in a long time. Okay, are we shipping you for the first time here? It looks like we might be shipping you for the first time. Let's jump over here. You used the address in PayPal, correct? That's correct. So we're going to log into PayPal and gather that address. That's nice of you. So you're shipping the first time. That's really cool, man. All right. Grab this, and we're going to grab these. All right. We're going to grab your email. Okay. Got the email. And this is quite heavy, so we're going to add some weight. A little bit of everything in those bags. Yeah, that's cool, man. Oh, man, we're running low on postage already. We're going to hit print. Accept this, and we're going to print. Your streams are almost calming. You know, I've heard people say that they go to bed with the stream on. This is kind of a really late night stream. And, yeah, I don't scream too much. Sometimes I yell, though. I especially yell if we pull something real crazy. All right. Okay. Here's Brendan McGraw, 2 Halo Upper Deck. Oh my gosh, I love these. I love these cards from this particular set. And 1 Journey Together. Okay, still very solid. Do we need a fresh box of Journey Together? Oh, I gotta go get a fresh box. I'll be back. Fresh box of Journey Together. Ooh. All right, here we are. This stream always causes me difference in opinion on if I should just pull an all-nighter or get very little sleep. All right. There we go. Okay. Well, don't forget, there's always the daytime stream if that fits into your schedule better. We do 2 streams, a daytime and a nighttime stream. Although on the weekends, it's just the nighttime stream, isn't it? Where can I put this? I guess right here for now. Okay, and we got your 1 Journey Together. I saw the price for Destined Rivals, and I think it's just disgusting how expensive it is, man. That is crazy. What doesn't make sense to me, is how it can be so expensive when the Rocket set didn't have like a Dark Charizard or a Dark Dragonite in it. It really just has Mewtwo and Moltres. Those are the two main pulls. It's just two main pulls. And to be honest, I mean, the Mewtwo is okay. So, I don't know. They really want that to be super expensive, man. They want that box to cost so dang much. But I saw the prices on Destined Rivals, and I was not impressed. I don't think the price really lines up with what you're getting out of it. Like the super high price for Prismatic, that kind of made sense. It is, because at least you're getting some crazy, crazy good cards out of there. There's Cloth. There's Cloth. Ready? I just hope Prismatic drops so I can buy some. I still haven't ripped any of it. Yeah, it might. There we go. Oh my God, I love this card, Brendan. Look at this Hunter card. Wow, so cool. Okay, Brandon picking up the Hunter. Awesome. These are Halo Upper Decks. These are $16 per pack if you guys want to try them. These were just printed. They released this year. We'll put this back in this sleeve. How about that? That's nicer. Let me get this sleeve. And second pack. There's only 3 cards I want from DR, Destined Rival. Ooh. Very nice. I mean, I think the set has a lot of cool pulls in it. Like the Cynthia's Garchomp's really neat. I think it's a great card. But for the price, I don't know, man. Like, Pokemon cards are becoming a luxury item, basically. There we go. Lovely. They're almost like an item for the rich. It's crazy. That's Brendan with the BR. When you see people doing they're standing in line at the grocery store, at the Walmarts and Targets and all that, and then the guy just stocking the shelves and they're all just salivating, get out of the way. And then they jump the shelf like mad hyenas or something that never had a scrap of food in their life. It's like entertaining, but there's something like that makes the pit of your stomach want to throw up. Like, you're just like, oh my God, dude. Their greed sickens me. You know what I mean? It's something like that. All right. Thank you so much, Brendan. Appreciate the order. Who's next? It's really impressive. Miss Six is back, and she says, 2 solo levelings and shippings. You got it. Okay, I tell you what, Miss Six, I really like you because you happen to open a lot of stuff. So let's give you a bonus pack on the way out. If I can even find out where I put this. Didn't we just have a box of it, or did we finish that box off? I could have sworn we opened a new box, didn't we? Yeah, we did, because you got the... Oh, there it is. I had it on the table. Here it is. Bonus pack. All right. Who doesn't like a bonus pack? I love bonus packs. All right. There we go. What's your favorite poker set to open that's not yellow, blue, or red? Oh, that's a great question. There's a lot of poker sets to open. There's some really niche ones. There's some cheap ones. There's some expensive ones. And I guess just Pokemon Silver Gold have to be next, right? Because Silver and Gold's Neo version. It's got Lugia and it's got Umbreon in it. So that's always solid. But yeah, I mean, Silver Gold, that's also going to be pretty close in price to the Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow. But I got to say, it's Pokemon Yellow by a mile. Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Blue is pretty decent because it's got similar effects as the Yellow deck, but it's Blastoise. You know, what's cool about Pikachu is he's the mascot for the whole hobby, right? Pikachu and Charizard a little bit, right? Because Venusaur or Blastoise, they were the other 2 options, but I don't think that they act as the mascot. But Pikachu really does. And then Charizard, sort of. I'd say Charizard's like a Pokemon mascot, sure. So it's got to be a Yellow deck by a long shot. But, you know, Silver and Gold's got Lugia in it, it's got Ho in it, it's got Umbreon, it's got Espeon. There's some other decent Pokemon. Obviously, the Part 2 deck has that Tyranitar I like. But you know, those decks do not contain Gengar. Gengar's a big deal. And let me think about them all. Then you've got Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6, Gen 7, Gen 8, Gen 9, Gen 8 Sun and Moon, Gen 7's the XY era. You know, I don't ever see the XY decks. I don't even think it matters because it's not like the XY Pokemon were that unique. And I've seen Sun and Moon decks, but it's kind of very similar. It's like, I don't think you're missing out on much. But you know, there's the black-white decks, and those have always been pretty cheap, so those are interesting. Okay. Stadium ones are cool. Yeah, oh yeah, the Stadium ones. But the problem with the Stadium ones is they're so expensive that they almost cost as much as a regular silver, gold, red, blue, yellow deck. Well, not the yellow deck, obviously, which is much more expensive. But they cost a lot, right? So the Stadium decks cost a lot, and you only get 16 gradable cards out of the entire deck. So your ability to, your risk is much higher. Like, what if they don't grade well? Right? Like, every time I send off the Stadium Red deck, it's like either Charmander or Charmeleon doesn't grade 10. And that tells me, well, the Charizard might not grade 10. And if you lose the Charizard on the grades, and maybe one or two of the evolutions, you're breaking even almost. You know what I mean? Like, because the deck's so dang expensive, you need Charizard to grade 10 for the deck to make sense to buy. And every time you do it, it's a roll of the dice. It's like, maybe he grades 10, maybe he doesn't. So you really need the Charizard to do well each time. All right, Miss 6, here you go. You made me start buying 10s. Ooh, that's heavy. 10s of what? Stadium cards or 10s in general? XY full arts are popping off. Yes, and unfortunately, because XY cards had done so poorly for so long, I sold off the majority of my PSA 10 XY era cards. However, I kept all of my booster boxes. I didn't sell those off at all. So I'm sitting on a bunch of sealed XY product, and that is going to do me well. Because if the slabs are expensive, the booster boxes will be expensive. So I'm sitting very pretty right now with my XY product. Like, I wonder if, in general, yeah, I pretty much just collect 10s. I do collect 9s if I can get a 9 at a good price, but because I can afford the 10s, I just go straight to the 10. Now, what was I going to look up? A box of Roaring Skies. What's that doing these days? Roaring Schmize? That box should just be going off, man. That price on that box should just be going insane. Okay, let's see. Roaring Skies. Cheapest box. Looks like the cheapest box of Roaring Skies has moved to 15. I mean, it's just really crazy when you think about how cheap it used to be. Roaring Skies used to be like a $400 box. And it could go up from there, right? Let's check sold. All right. Looks like one sold on April 20th for $1,700. 1,600, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 14, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. So a whole bunch of them are selling for around 1,500. And presumably that dries up at some point because this is a very out-of-print booster box. I mean, it's going to be that price for like a second longer. Let's see. Ooh, the one that's a little cheaper doesn't look like the corners are that good on it either. So that's why this one's a bit higher, because the corners are really nice on it. People care about that kind of stuff. Yeah, so, you know, box of Roaring Skies approaching $2,000 a box, and I'm just sitting on case after case after case of it. So I did extremely good with that. I like the Fire Red one. I have my eyes on that one. It's very rare. Fire Red, Leaf Green are pretty rare. You're right. And, yeah, that set has some pretty solid pulls in it. Thinking about it, I mean, it's got Gengar and it's got Charizard in it. My concern is that it doesn't look as iconic as the original starter set. So if you think about Fire Red, Leaf Green, it's basically repeating Gen 1. And why would you want the Fire Red version of those cards when you can get the oldest version of those cards and they look pretty good anyways? Right? Like, why am I going to chase after that Charizard from Fire Red for a bunch of money when I should just be buying up the oldest Charizard? You know what I'm saying? Everyone and their mama had Roaring Skies this past year or so. It's wild, like, what they're doing reprinting them. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about Japanese 10s? I love them. They're easier to grade, so the population should be higher on them. But that's fine. Like, that just plays into the price, so the price is going to be lower. And that's it. The price is going to be lower, but it's still going to move up in price over time because Americans will buy both English and Japanese. And that's the pattern I've seen for a long time. Actually, this is a Japanese card right here. Doesn't look like it, but look, that's Japanese. It doesn't say ho-oh. It says konnichiwa. So this is in Japanese. Here's one. This is in Japanese. The Cardos card. I can't read any of that. It says konnichiwa, Onisama. So, yeah, I mean, and here's another one. This is in Japanese. So these are all in Japanese. This one's in Japanese too, actually. Marumine, Pocket Monsters, Biriri Dama, Konnichiwa. Yeah, so I think that because Pokemon's, original language is going to be Japanese, people are going to be okay with collecting, like, this Gengar, for example. I sold 3 of these already, and this is my last one for sale. It's a little pricier by like $5, and he just sells really well. And if I turn that one into a gym break, he'd probably go pretty fast. But, and then we open a lot of packs like this. We open a lot of rocket packs, right? We open a lot of these. People are happy enough to just open this. Pretty neat. Well, it's a beautiful artwork, isn't it? We open a lot of Japanese Weiss and all that, and it's just become very normal to open up product in another language. Here's Emmanuel Valencia, 5 Glory of Team Rockets. Here you go, Mr. Emmanuel. Let's get it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Japan's definitely a country that is making a lot of money on card printing, and America should kind of copy them and improve our technologies and make cooler and cooler card sets of our own so that we're staying competitive in that area. Oh, my eye's so itchy, dude. All right. I like the exclusive cards for the other languages too. Sure, like there's that Ditto from Korea. Although I don't know if I'll be buying that. All right, let's see. Snip of this. Good. Yeah, that Roaring Skies. I used to own a Roaring Skies Rayquaza, and I used to own a... Dude, I don't know what is going on. Why my eyes so itchy? I used to have a Roaring Skies Rayquaza 10, the Alt-Art, right? And I used to have an Ancient Origins Rayquaza 10. And I sold those cards because I was like, well, they're not doing very well. And, maybe people just don't like the design of the XY era. But now, those cards are, like, insanely more expensive. And all I had to do was hold them. And that's been my mistake with Pokemon cards over and over again. The mistake has always been selling. That's always been the mistake. It's like all you had to do was hold. And you get impatient. You feel like flipping is better than holding. But it's like, it's not when you look back at it and the same card's like 3 times as expensive as it used to be. Because, yeah, you make a little bit of money flipping. Maybe there's some sort of margin baked in. But you can flip anything all day long. And the question is, what do you do with the rest of your money? You should be holding. And it's very hard to do that. You get very impatient. Even I get impatient. With all the knowledge I have, even I get impatient. I get antsy. I go, well, I don't know. I don't think this one's going to do good. Maybe I just sell it. And then, voila, it does really well. For example, I didn't buy a bunch of Moonbryons back when they were $800, $900. I should have done that. I should have done that. They were going to triple in price. Should have done it. Should have just kept buying them. We don't know what happens next either. So who knows where it all goes. I need the Eevee and Venusaur. Hell yeah, Aaron. I got the Blastoise. So let's see. What else do we have here? We've got Makuhita. Here's a Makuhita 9 for $25. That's pretty much what it should be. I feel like we could probably lower this. All right, Makuhita 9. This is from Ruby Sapphire base set. I don't feel like you guys are the intended audience for a card like this. I feel like this should be up on eBay. I like the Dragonite flying in the new Pikachu Psyduck card. Pikachu Psyduck card. What do we have next? We have this Ivysaur. Wow, that was priced on $325, really? It's been that long? I can't believe it's been that long. So this is actually really good. So this is Ivy from the Southern Islands. Southern Islands was a really small collection of cards, and a couple of them were hollow, and a bunch of them were non-hollow. This was one of the non-hollows. You can see it's 5 out of 18. So the whole collection is just like 18 cards. There's no Bulbasaur, and there's no Venusaur in this collection. There's a little Togepi on the left, and a little Raticate on the right. The whole artwork is like, it was this big, like, postcard. And what they did was they sliced the postcard up into these little images, and that's why you see so many other Pokemon in the image, because they're just zooming in on Ivysaur. So that one's Ivysaur, and he's probably not a very high population. He's probably a low population card. Let's see. Population on this Ivysaur happens to be 233. I mean, that's pretty good. For a vintage card, that's pretty low. For any Pokemon card. And what's really, really low are the holographics. Those never seem to grade 10 in this set. Ivysaur, Islands. Okay, and we're going by the cheapest, right? So we're going to scroll through the cheapest. Japanese, Japanese, English. Is that right? Wait, how did I sort this? Oh, let me try that again. There we go. Okay. So the cheapest Southern Island 10 is going to be... Well, it looks like it's a lot cheaper than the next one. So there's one for... Well, let me see this. Yeah, so we're going to set our price above the market one, because I think that one's probably going to sell pretty fast. All right. The seller is a well-known seller, and it's got a bunch of watchers, and then it jumps to 150. So we're going to go to 150 already, ahead of time. And we'll wait for that other one to actually sell. See, sometimes I make a decision like that, like, don't sell it yet, because the other one's going to sell through. All right, cool, man. I can't believe it's so damn expensive. Hey, you can't be causing me to curse, man. Can't be getting me to say damn. I like the Dragonite flying in the new Pikachu side. I already read that. So here's a super cool card coming up. Here is Lugia Rises, PSA 9. Super cool. This is from Pokemon Tops the Movie 2000. This booster box of cards is so expensive that, you know, sometimes you see it price listed at like $16,000 for the box. And this is one of the pulls from this set. It's a non-hollow version of the card, and it's graded 9. So we have a price of $80 on it. Let's see. Tops, 2000, Lugia. Let's say Lugia Rises. And there it is for $75. And the app just broke on me. The app crashes constantly. I can't believe it's so dang expensive. Okay. We'll say 69. Good. Okay, like that. See? Very good. This Ruby Sapphire Carvana Reverse Hollow for just $55. It's tragic. I spent all that money opening up that Ruby Sapphire pack, and it goes for almost nothing. Crazy, right? So I already know that guy probably won't have changed much from 55. I don't think he's gone up or down. 55 is a low number, but it's a Carvana. Turns into Sharpedo, right? And we're just going to say 525 of that. I actually remember pricing this not too long ago. So there we go. We got a couple new cards up there. I think we're ready to take a picture too. Let's go ahead and get one card moved from this side to over here. I feel like that's appropriate. There we go. Table's got to feel balanced. And we got a Slackoth 9. He could use a repricing, huh? Can you show me a Charizard? It says AR Pokemon cards. I could show you a Charizard, but I don't know if I have one laying a boot. Here's Slackoth and Sandstorm. Okay. He is exactly 75, it looks like. So there it is, 75. So that has not changed at all from the last time we priced it. Let's go ahead and update it to say 525. Okay, so it says 525. Starmie, that's Mr. LaFlame Starmie. Now, tomorrow should be pretty fun, everybody. Tomorrow, I believe we're getting another box of cards from Anthony Kalura. So we should be getting some Anthony Kalura cards soon. Here's Alakazam. Look at that, lovely. That guy could use a price update. Alakazam. Rising Rivals, $120. PSA 9. Imagine if that had been a 10, that would have been like a $600 card, man. Alaka Blam. Alaka Daniel. All right. So we have no examples of the PSA 9, but I actually agree with this price on this card. I almost feel like it could be higher than this. It's a really beautiful card. Take a look at that artwork from Rising Rivals, which is a set that's turning out to be really expensive. Okay, let's get him a sleeve. All right. So it's at 120, right? Let's reset it to 120. No one's selling one of these. I'm selling one. I have several very nice Radiant Alakazam. Nice. But I really like this one. Look at the art style on him. He really looks like actual Alakazam, which I feel like Pokemon doesn't always capture very well, you know? He looks like kind of dangerous or something. I feel like sometimes Alakazam looks kind of goofy. He does not look like a goofball in that one. Did I get a mosquito bite? I think I got a mosquito bite. I have a little red bump on my leg now, and it's itchy. Oh my God, I got a mosquito bite. The middle of the stream. Some mosquito was chomping on me. All right. So it is 5:14 a.m. in the morning, and there's no orders in the queue. We had a nice little stream. It was a little busier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was actually going to be slower than it turned out to be. So we had more orders than I expected. That was really great. Thanks, guys. It was a pretty cool Sunday stream. We're going to be back on for the Monday daytime stream, and it might be a little busier. And we might have those Anthony Kalura slabs by then. I don't know if we will, but we'll have to see about that. I'm going to pop off now, guys, and get the shipping ready for Alexis. I'll see you tomorrow. See you later, everybody. Have a nice night.